take it too far to say that we cannot pretend now. Was it never enough to have just everything you want? In your shadow I found a place to hide me from my own thoughts. And if I ever got lost, you find a way to bring me home. And I want something I can hold, that's worth this waiting cold. And I want something that is real, something energy, it's making me realize everything we've been through makes us strong enough. You and I, everything we've been through makes us strong enough. You and I, you and I.
There we go. Hello, everybody. Welcome on in to RFDL Week 5, Day 2. I'm Ecliptic Fades. I'm joined by Airlax and Docky today. How are we doing, guys?
Doing good.
I'm tired.
Yeah.
Well, you better wake up pretty quick because we got some exciting matches for you all today. It's going to be a great day of Rocket League as usual. And, you know, we started with some good old NA production on the day, I think. Right before we're supposed to go live, the Rocket League servers go down. So we had to postpone a little bit, but we are here now, ready to go. Hopefully we are going to have everybody here today. And I did just get confirmation that we should have that full team. So we should be pretty good today. But, guys, yesterday we had some pretty interesting matches happen. We're going to take a look at some of the replays from yesterday as we talk about these. But, guys, we start off with Lumimosity and Persian 1. And Lumimosity was looking really good to start out. They looked really on form. And then Persian 1 just started coming alive in Game 3. And second reverse sweep of the season happened. And it was so quick after the first week. So, what do you guys think about both these teams so far?
I feel like Airlox has some words to say about their own team and how they've been. I mean, I that sounds really bad.
Yeah, that does sound bad. Like, hold on.
What I mean by that is, you guys played really well throughout the majority of that series. Unfortunately, momentum I think swung against you guys. But I don't think you guys look bad by any means, obviously. Which is where I was going with that, but I led that off the wrong way. But I mean, Persian 1 also looked pretty good too. It looks like they didn't let the early lead or the early deficit in the series get to them. So I think both teams should be happy with the way that they played.
Yeah, like from a personal standpoint, like that first game was definitely one-sided, but from there on out, it felt like either team could have won any match, and it just so happened that the way it went ended in a reverse sweep, which hurt. But isn't that like, I think that's the second reverse sweep that I've been a part of on, like, in these like tournament sort of things, which hurts to say, but
Is that one?
yeah, because the first one was I think it was like the 2v2 Clash tournament.
Oh,
that's some old school stuff right there, but I do believe you're right.
Yeah.
But, you know, reverse sweep aside, I think both teams looked great. I think you guys really popped off at the start. I think it just, you know, it looked like you guys got really comfortable and just couldn't figure out exactly how to come back when Persian 1 started gaining the momentum. But Persian 1,
yeah.
I gotta say, they're looking really good. They brought in Sam this week, which honestly, a lot of us on the desk and in the league thought might not necessarily be the choice that we were expecting, but the Drake and Sam combo came through, especially in that Game 5, and he's looking really good on the team so far, so I'm kind of excited to see what they can do moving forward if they do keep Sam on that team. obviously Golden's just been gone for a couple of weeks, but with this sort of win, you gotta wonder if roster changes in the works. But besides that, I think this game was pretty good. As you can see, we're seeing the end of this one right now, and that just means we can talk about our next game that's about to start, which is Awaptic Gaming and Protogen Rebellion. And my goodness, this was a series. This was the series of the day, I think. Looked really good from both teams. Goes game 5 OT, I believe. So, just, you know, the best outcome we could have asked for these teams. But Protogen Rebellion, unfortunately, not able to get that win in those final seconds of game 5. And you got to be feeling for this team because they look so good on the field, but they're just not getting that final push that they need for these wins. And I gotta say, personally, I think Heavenly had an all-star performance for Protogen.
Sure. Yeah, they played so well. Yeah, it was incredibly close. That's probably the closest the series could have been. And they kept fighting back every time they were down, including that game 5. So yeah, I had a lot. I mean, for me personally, I just had a lot of fun playing that. I don't think there was a point in the entire series where I was like stressed about how close it was. It was really fun. Just being in a series that was that close. That's probably the closest series I've ever been in any of these kind of casted games. So it was a lot of fun. And obviously they're a fun bunch, so playing against them, it was a good time.
And sadly, I was gone, so I didn't really get to catch any of it, but I will definitely be sure to check it out, because I'm hearing from the people on the desk here that might be the match of the week if we don't have any more standout matches. But looking at the ones that were going to be coming up today, there is definitely a chance that this one gets dethroned.
Oh yeah, for sure. But I do think that this has a very good chance of being our match of the week, just with how back and forth it was. As you can see on the replays here, it just each team had some really good offensive moments. Each team had some really good defensive moments as well. But it was a game of going back and forth. Like, you could constantly see one team take the lead, and then the other team would just come back in like 30 seconds and grab a goal of their own. It was just so back and forth. You never knew who was going to be able to win. And oh my goodness, this game 4 was also very interesting with Protogen Rebellion up by 2. Kind of thought they were going to take the series here, and then Awaptic just shows up and we have a game 5. And then out of nowhere, I said it once, I'll say it again, Heavenly was carrying this team a little bit. 5 saves in game 5. Multiple goals to be had as well throughout the entire series. Truly a standout performance, and Cookie Cat was very happy to see it as well as he was casting that series. But
yeah, there was one more thing I'll bring out about that game was the amount of saves they had was ridiculous. I feel like I remember looking at this yesterday. We had 14 saves. They had 31 combined, and so they survived a barrage of 59 shots from that entire series.
my goodness.
Yeah, and they did. I mean, and they didn't have the goals. The goals didn't make it look like that was that many shots. So they did such a great job on defense.
Yeah, and then we moved on to our third series of the day, which was Paws and Black Bunny Gaming. And I said it yesterday, it was the Hammer show. Hammer was everywhere on the field. Paws having a new roster. They're still trying to find their ways in the rotations. You could definitely see that there were some issues with that. But like every time Hammer had the ball, he was either passing it or shooting it on the net, setting it up for his teammates. And they were always right there to put the ball in the back of the net. But like, you can't give Hammer that sort of space. We've learned time and time again that if you do, it's just going to be in the back of your net. And he kind of proved it in 4 games here against Paws. So, you know, what else do you expect for a Black Bunny Gaming squad?
Yeah, and they did what they did best. And score a lot, especially that. I mean, it's the first time that Paws rosters really played together. I think they played like once or twice maybe before that series, and you can kind of tell the rotations are a little bit awkward, but I mean, I think with time they'll be really good. I mean, they showed a lot of spots of greatness.
Yeah. I assume you didn't see this one either, Arrow?
No, I did not. No.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I will say I did like what I saw from Dignipods in that game too. They did pop off a little bit, and to be able to get those wins, even with so little practice as a team, like that's crucial, especially for game differential. But at the end of the day, it's just kind of tough for them. Like if there was any team you don't want to face after a major roster switch up, it's probably going to be X3 Tactics or this Black Bunny Gaming squad. So it's just a tough matchup for them to have. And I'm hoping that next week they come in with a little bit more practice, looking a little bit more solid on the rotations. And I mean, they were still getting chances. And I was very impressed by what I was seeing out of Nova, getting a couple of goals there, as you guys just saw. Some really good ones to score on the Black Bunny Gaming roster. So, and most of their games also went to OT. Is something that I want to mention, and so those could have went either way. It's just that Hammer and Black Bunny Gaming just too good at shooting in these clutch overtime situations, and that's kind of what gives them that leg up in that series. But those were the series from yesterday. We'll go ahead and show you guys what the leaderboard looked like at the end of the day, because it actually was a little bit wrong earlier. We do have the leaderboard right here. As you can see, there's definitely a bit of a change from what we had said yesterday. Black Bunny Gaming is going to be in second right now. Persian 1 gonna be in third. Awaptic Gaming in fourth. FoxClan in fifth. And Lumimosity in sixth, rounding out that top six. Meanwhile, a lot of the teams today need to play still for the from the bottom six. Gentle Paws plays today. Cloud9 plays today. Big Dragon Squad and Twisted Tails play today. Dignipaws in ninth, but that is purely off of goal differential right now. So it is really close between these teams as we keep moving forward. And I'm excited to see what the rest of the games today are going to bring us, as today we are going to have Gentle Paws versus Twisted Tails, followed by X3 Tactics versus Cloud9, and finishing off the day with FoxClan versus BDS. So very good matchups to have today, guys. What are you guys thinking about today before we get started?
I'm just excited to see, hoping for more game 5s. So
I'm hoping for more game 5s as well, and I'm gonna be honest, I've kind of been a fan of this BDS squad, so I'm especially excited to see that matchup against FoxClan, kind of just seeing which side that goes on, because those are going to be some very good matches. But of course, with the other two matches, very good matches as well.
Yeah, I think that every match is going to be a close one here. I'm very excited to see this first match, which we will be getting into pretty shortly. But I also got to play in a match today, so gonna be looking forward to that. Gonna see how that one goes, and then obviously FoxClan BDS. That's gonna be a really good match. It's our featured match of the week, so we wanted to end with it on the weekend, and I'm hoping that they show up and perform. I think it'll be a very nice match. But yeah, let's go ahead and start talking about this first match of the day, guys. It's gonna be Gentle Paws versus Twisted Tails, and both of these teams definitely eager for a win. I think Gentle Paws, with the new squad member in Pictus, is going to be a very tough team to beat. But I'm very hopeful that Twisted Tails will be able to pull it through. We've seen them so close through these last couple of weeks of getting that series win. And I think they're just right on the edge of being able to do that. But it's going to be a tough one against this squad.
yeah, I definitely agree. I mean, they've shown to be kind of revitalized, so it'll be, like you said, it'll be a tough team to go up against. But again, I do think there's lots of potential, I think, from both sides. So I don't want to say that it's that there's a clear advantage. I mean, I feel like on paper there might be, but I think it can go either way.
Yeah, I think it could go either way as well, because, like, again, the series score really doesn't show for either of these teams, as Twisted Tails has had, I think, only Game 4s and Game 5s, so they're showing that they can keep up. It's just that, again, just the series score does not show the capability of this team. And then also, on the side of Paws, with Pictus just being a new addition, again, the series score really doesn't show the strength of the team. So, from a statistics point of view, you really can't tell who's going to win this.
Yeah, I think that it's gonna be really up in the air. I think we're gonna really have to watch how everybody shows up on the field today. I do have hopes for Twisted Tails here. I think that there is a good chance to take it. They're just gonna need to be on top of the ball. I definitely think that they gotta be playing some of their best Rocket League, especially going against this new Gentle Paws squad. They looked so good last week. But let's go ahead and talk about some of the teams getting into this one. Let's talk about not Twisted Tails, Gentle Paws at the moment, as they are going to be our first team on the blue side. We got Strawberry, Pictus, and Fire Streak. And the sub out for Pictus has made some waves in the community for sure. What do you guys think about the squad with this newly reformed roster?
I mean, they definitely seem to be not, obviously roster changes causes hiccups, but that doesn't seem to be affecting them very much. So clearly they've had some sort of familiarity. Thanks. With each other, and so maybe the growing pains aren't quite as strong as they usually are with roster changes. So obviously they're playing well, and they played well last week. So I do believe that this was, in the long run, I think they'll be really good.
Yeah, absolutely. Because as you were saying, they're already looking like very, very strong with the addition of Pictus, and that's with them just being added onto the squad. And over time, they're going to get even better as a team. And it's honestly, I'm very excited to see where that goes.
Yeah, I'm excited to see too. I think that they're looking pretty strong. I think they might be in a bit of a honeymoon phase, as some teams do get whenever they get a new member on the squad. We'll have to see if they have any glaring errors today, but if anybody is going to show some glaring errors, it is going to be the opponents in Twisted Tails today. And this team has looked really good. They just have not found that final result to get that win on the board, but they have so much promise. Liska has been hitting, Flippery said double taps. Baxis has been hitting some really nasty dunks into the back of the net, and Sharky. Sharky's just going to be up there, top in saves per game, third in goals per game, second in score per game. He's everywhere on the field. So I really do think that these guys have what it takes to take down Gentle Paws. It's just going to be a very tough matchup.
Yeah, I mean, as we kind of have been seeing, I don't think there's any team that has like a master advantage. I think anyone can win any of these matches. It's just a matter of, if you're playing on your game and if you're able to click and who's able to do that better. So they've shown that they can do that really well against literally anybody, as they've taken a lot of teams to these Game 5s, but sometimes Game 5 overtimes. They'll just have to, do that again and then get that final goal to win it for them.
Yeah, and it's always all about that final goal, really, because especially in those Game 5 overtimes, those are stressful. And if they're able to just keep a level head and put that last goal in, then boom, there's your first series win out of most definitely a lot of them.
Yeah, I think that they've got plenty of time to come back here. So I think even going down 0-4, maybe the momentum isn't quite what they like right now, but I'm sure that their mental is pretty solid. We always hear about how Baxis is the most cheerful guy around, probably has the most W mental of the entire league. So hopefully, they can keep that mental high on their team and just, look at this match with fresh eyes and try to take this dub. As for the desk here, we have predicted on this matchup. I predicted Gentle Paws in 4. Docky predicted Twisted Tails in 5. Arilax predicted Gentle Paws in 4. And Cookie Cat predicted Twisted Tails in 5 with a 2-minute Game 5 overtime. So very very in-depth analysis by Cookie there. Do you think that we get a Game 5 overtime with these guys? As it does seem tradition that if we get a Game 5, it's been going to overtime quite a lot of the time.
Yeah, it seems like Twisted Tails finds themselves in a game for overtime, like you said, very consistently. So I would say you're better off. You're statistically more likely to have that happen, and so I would say it's a good bet.
Yeah, I'd say it's a good bet as well, because like if both of these teams are so close to bring it to a Game 5, there is a very, very high chance that it is going to go to an overtime, especially a long one as well, because I'm just kind of thinking of just like the team composition between these guys, and I feel like it could either go either way. It could either be one-sided to either side, or it could be a very, very close match, and I'm hoping that we get the latter.
Okay, well, I am gonna let you guys know real quick. Joshy has changed his name to something that I don't quite understand. So
Oh no.
his name will not be Joshy, but it is the same Joshy that we know. Maybe this is a strat. Maybe this is a placebo thing. I'm not entirely sure. But we are going to get ready for this first match, guys. So, without further ado, let us start our week number 5, day 2 broadcast with the first match of the day, Gentle Paws versus Twisted Tails, to start us off here. It's the Battle of Pigs right now, and it's going to be a little bit of a interesting one to see who's going to take this. And let's see if Twisted Tails can finally get that win as we immediately start. And you can see a very pink field right now. However, those little shades will be able to change, at least help us see exactly which side is which. But you can see Joshy, I think in an Esper, and playing under a different name here. So maybe he's just trying to have as much fun with this game as possible. We shall see about that. Now Liska is going to have this off to the side and trying to pass this down. Fire Streak is going to take control. Beaten by Joshy, who's still up in the air. Can't quite get a touch on that ball until it hits the ground. And Pictus is going to take this over to the side. But about the first minute down, we haven't seen anything too threatening yet, Arrow.
No, we have not. It's been very, very back and forth. And a lot of play in the midfield as well, as we see Joshy going up for this. I believe gets a reset and is going to put that one in. And as you were saying, Fade, yes, indeed, in an Esper. That is very, very interesting choice, but seems to be working very, very well. And that is a very, very good lift on that reset to put that one in and putting Twisted Tails on the board in this first game.
Definitely not something I was expecting to see here today, but it is going to work out just fine for the team, as that reset was absolutely insane to come out from Joshy. Now Liska trying to find another attacking opportunity. Joshy will be up for this ball, trying to play Demolition Man on the back line as he moves forward. Now we're going to see if Gentle Paws can come up with a counterattack. Strawberry will be beaten, but Pictus is the first one there. And Joshy up immediately to challenge. The shot in from Fire Streak. Liska's there. Strawberry goes for the shot. And Liska once again with the squishy save to keep their net free.
And that is absolutely glorious defense from Twisted Tails. Just keeping that 1-goal lead. Just able to fend off this Gentle Paws offense. As we now see Twisted Tails on the offense. Trying to get a shot off here. It's going to go off that side. Pictus going to take control of this. I'm going to attempt try and take this, but it's just going to almost go in there. And Strawberry going to be able to get a pinch all the way back to the Twisted Tails side. We're seeing, once again, just a lot of back and forth here, but we're going to have to see which team can possibly survive, as Bax is going to get a good clear over. Strawberry going to have to put this one over to the corner, but Liska going to be there. It's seeming that both of these teams are covering each other so very well. We see Joshy going to take this one up, has full boost in the tank, gets it over Strawberry, but doesn't have any more boost to follow that up. It's going to allow Pictus try and get this away, and a bit of a back pass to nobody, as that one's going to go very dangerous, but just off the side. And this is, once again, just so very back and forth, but Twisted Tails just holding on to that 1-goal lead.
An opportunity for Gentle Paws, but no one is going to be up for that ball. Everybody in the backfield, and now Liska is going to show off a little bit, getting a 2nd goal for Twisted Tails. This is amazing. Gets the first pop-up. It's a perfect touch. Gets the flip reset and dunks Fire to get that 2nd goal. And I was about to say that I'm seeing a lot more pressure coming out from Liska in this game, and I'm loving to see it. They're looking like they're playing a lot more attack-heavy than they have been in recent series. And that's exactly where Liska needs to be on this roster. The 3rd goal might go in, and Pictus does have that off to the side.
Yeah, and I've been saying it time and time again, Liska is absolutely goated, and she is showing that right here, right now, just putting on so much pressure, and it's starting to make Gentle Paws crumble a little bit. But a minute 30 left in the game, it still could be anyone's game. You might see a bit of a resurgence from Gentle Paws if they are able to, but we're gonna have to see as Pictus puts this one up. Liska going to be there, gets the reset, and is able to turn it around, but a bit of a double commit, and Baxis not going to be back for that, but it's going to be right off the side. And Gentle Paws is just going to be wanting that one back as a bump nearly comes out. Joshy going to be able to keep this one over to the side. Now Pictus, another shot. So many shots coming out. Baxis with the save as well. And Joshy's going to be able to put that one away. A minute left. Gentle Paws putting on so much pressure on this Twisted Tail side, but they're just not letting anything in and getting some of their pressure of their own. As Gentle Paws misses that touch, Bax is going to put it into the midfield, and Joshy going to be there to put that one right into the back of the net.
I was starting to get scared for Twisted Tails there. We definitely saw quite a few double commits coming out, as panic on the defensive line has been something that we've seen a couple of times from Twisted Tails, but Baxis has been in the perfect position every single time to get that much needed save. And Joshy and Liska, they're looking pretty good on the offensive line as well. So if they keep this up, it looks like game 1 is going to go their way. They might be able to take this series faster than we might think. Now, another shot going in from Joshy, and it's going to be in the back of the net. And what exactly happens here? Fire, off that touch, accidentally hits it down, trying to play the challenge, and that's going to put an easy shot on for Joshy. And this was not what we were expecting early on in this series, but I love to see it for Twisted Tails.
Yeah, I love to see it as well, as we're going to see another flick come out, and that one's just going to go right over Fire. 5-0 for Twisted Tails. And it looks like Twisted Tails finally found the fire that they needed to take a series, and they are looking to do so in a very good fashion. But we're going to have to see if Gentle Paws can possibly come back from this. Just figure out some of those rotational errors that they're having and see if they can just find some cracks in the armor of Twisted Tails and start putting some goals into their net. But as we hit 10 seconds left, 5-0, that is most definitely an insurmountable lead, and Twisted Tails is going to take this game 1.
This ball is going to hit the ground, and Twisted Tails, winner of game 1, and they look very dominant in this game. Gentle Paws, they did have some opportunities, but Twisted Tails really just took it to them early on. And Arrow, I mean, I think I'm probably just as surprised as you are on this one.
Honestly, yeah, but as I've been saying, like, for weeks and weeks, as soon as we get that synergy between Joshy and Liska, this team's going to pop off, and I feel that's exactly what we were getting in that match. And as you said, Liska putting on so much pressure, and honestly, that's kind of the thing that we need to see from this team, is just Liska putting on the pressure, Joshi being able to just clean up, put on pressure of his own, and then Vax is just kind of like holding down that defense. And that is precisely what we saw in that last game. And I am very, very excited to see how this goes going into more of these matches in this series. As Paws, I know they're definitely good. They can definitely come back from this, but Twisted Tails making that a very, very difficult job for them.
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely want to see what each of these teams can do going forward. But for Paws, I will say we saw a couple of double commits coming out from Twisted Tails. If they can make Twisted Tails panic on the defense in this next game, they should be able to find a few more opportunities. We'll have to see if that's what they do for their game plan. But as we go into game number 2, Twisted Tails up by 1. I'm going to be looking for a quick victory in this game 2 as well to go to match point. And Joshi on this Asper looking at another opportunity, but it's going to be a little bit too high. Off the crossbar. Going to hear that crossbar ping here in a couple of weeks. Not going to be great on the mental. You're definitely going to want to turn that setting off if they allow it. We're going to see some counter-attacking from Paws to start this one off. Pick this in the side. Not going to be able to find much. Strawberry with the shot, but it's going to be wide, and Joshi is going to take control. An open field for them, but Pictus will get in the way in time. Now Baxis going to be around to stop this shot from Pictus. Baxis one more time, clearing this out. First minute down, just about. And once again, a lot like we saw in game number 1, Airlax. Nothing too threatening going on the nets early this game.
Yeah, absolutely. But we're going to have to see if Twisted Tails can bring back that offense that they had, as they nearly get one through there. Paws able to keep that one out, but it's looking so dangerous. And Joshi going to be able to just slide that one right the way through. Both Pictus and Strawberry back for that, but just neither of them in the perfect position to be able to get that. And that is very unfortunate for the side of Paws, but Twisted Tails able to put that one through, and once again, first to put a goal on the board. And I believe that is now 6 goals that have gone unanswered for Paws. As we're going to have to see if they can possibly get one here, but no, Bax is going to be able to save that. And then just a passing play from Twisted Tails, trying to keep it mid. Bax is going to be there for the shot, puts it high. Strawberry doesn't get the touch, and that one's just going to be in. No, Fire with the save. And there's so much more pressure, but it's finally going to be put away. And Paws, once again, showing off their immaculate defense as we saw last season. And we're going to have to see if they can keep this up. And
oh, no.
Oh, my goodness. There's just so much pressure on both sides.
Oh, yeah. It keeps going back and forth. And we did just see Paws had a bit of an opportunity off of the demo on Fire. But unfortunately, Strawberry putting that a little bit too high. It goes off the back wall and straight down the other side of the field. We're getting a lot of ping pong between both of these sides. And now another big shot coming out from Liska. And this is looking like a carbon copy of game number 1 here.
Indeed it is, as we're seeing just... we're seeing so much pressure from both sides, and while Paws is definitely showing a lot of defensive prowess, Twisted Tails is just putting on so much more pressure, and we're not really seeing as much of a threatening offense from Paws as we're seeing from Twisted Tails. However, as I say that, that one nearly dropping in. Joshi going to be able to put that one away, and now Strawberry putting that one mid. Fire's not going to be there, and we're just seeing just so much of that, really. Just Paws trying to work together, but just not really trusting each other. They need to be far more trusting in order to start coming back in this series. As we're seeing Pictus trying to control this, but doesn't have any boost to really do anything with this. Fire going to be there, but this is going to be very awkward. As Joshi going to put this one over the head of Strawberry, putting it one off the backboard. It's going to be very awkward. Neither of the Paws defense able to get that. Liska down to Baxis, who's going to put that one on target, but Pictus is going to be there. Once again, so much more pressure coming out. Just we're seeing just so many good rotations from the side of Twisted Tails that's allowing them to keep on so much more pressure.
Ooh,
But
double
as I say
commit.
that, a double commit comes out, and a bit of a mishit from Baxis is going to allow Genopause to turn this one around. But once again, Twisted Tails right the way back, able to turn it around once again.
And Twisted Tails has been doing really good at some midfield control.
Oh,
and
no.
oh no, you just saw that too. Fire had a straight shot
No, it
on
was
net, but had
Strawberry.
to get a. Oh, it was Strawberry. I thought it was Fire. They had a straight shot on net, but they had to get around the ball, and that flip took them flying past. And it's just those small issues that they've been having. Just a couple of what's the word I'm looking for? It's small mechanical issues. They're just not getting the right touches. But
Oh, that one's
there
in,
we
though.
finally go. Strawberry does get a nice touch down and follows the pass up, gets the demo, and that's going to be the first shot in for Genopause today. And that's we went about 9 minutes without Genopause being able to find a goal. Will they be able to find another one in the next minute to tie us up?
We will have to see, but that first goal is all you need to keep the momentum, as that one nearly going in from Baxis, but Pictus is going to be able to put that one off to the side. And Liska off this corner. Pictus going to try and read it. Goes for the double and is going to get it. And that is a massive, massive goal to put this team back tying in this game too. And what a goal that was.
And usually if you're Liska, that touch is more than correct. It puts it straight to the corner. It's up high where it's going to be kind of hard to score. But when you're going against somebody like Pictus who has that mechanical ability and is just in the right position to take that shot, it unfortunately doesn't work out. Joshi almost getting a shot of his own that was highly mechanical. And this is something that we've been seeing constantly, is the defense of Twisted Tails has not necessarily had to be the best because their offense has been so good. They had another opportunity there. Liska is going to have this in the midfield, but it looks like with those 2 goals, Genopause might have woken up a little bit.
They might have, as we were going to come down to the final few seconds here. It's looking like overtime is inevitable unless a miracle goal happens here. But no, that one's going to be hit down, and overtime in game 2, very, very different to what we saw in game 1. We're going to have to see if Genopause can work with this, but that one is going to be off the side.
Oh, no.
And once again off the side. Joshi not going to be able to get that shot. That is so very unfortunate. That was 2 open net attempts, both of them going off the side.
Oh,
And
that's
it looks like Pictus might have the shot. And right on the counterattack, Genopause is going to answer back with a game of their own. And you've just got to be feeling for Twisted Tails there. That was pretty much a guaranteed goal, but just 2 misses and then the counterattack. That is so unfortunate for Twisted Tails.
Yeah, and it might have to do with that Esper a little bit. The angles on that car are not necessarily the same as any car that Joshi's possibly used to. Might have just misjudged the hit a little bit, and unfortunately that's going to tie up the series for you guys, but good for the viewers because that means we're going to get at least a game 4. But my goodness, both these teams are showing up in this game, but Genopause finally waking up a little bit at the end of this game number 2.
Yeah, and like I'm honestly just very shocked just how quickly the game shifted here, because Twisted Tails was just so dominant for so long, and then suddenly Genopause started bringing it back, and that goal from Pictus just absolutely gorgeous. Like that, I feel like that's easily top 5 plays of the week. But
And that's the thing about Pictus. Like I was saying, if anybody else is on that ball, I'd even say if Hammer was on that ball, I still feel like Liska's clear is in a good spot against Hammer, but Pictus just showing that ability to score wherever they're at on the field, and that double touch was just so quality. But we're gonna have to see if they can do it again. Tied up in the series, game number 3 starting now, and Pictus is immediately gonna try and outdo himself as a pass to Fire is gonna go off the crossbar and out. And that crossbar ping would have been very tilting in that situation.
indeed it would have, but just so much pressure coming out from both teams once again, as we're gonna have to just see which team is finally able to get this, as this one is going to be very dangerous. Joshi trying to get this one over the entire defense, but just not quite able to. Now Fire gonna follow this one up. Liska challenging, but isn't quite able to get the touch. Going to force Joshi to get a controlled touch, and nearly the demo from Strawberry, but that's gonna mess up Joshi. Baxis having to dive in to clear this one downfield, and a miss on the defensive side, but Strawberry is going to be able to just be there right on time to clear that one away. And this one gonna pop up. Pictus going for the demo. We're starting to see a lot of physical play coming out from the side of Gentle Paws. We're gonna have to see how that affects Twisted Tails, not only in game style, but also in mentality. As we know that demo's most likely the most tilting thing in this game, as Liska going to be able to get that save. Now Pictus trying to get a touch there, just isn't quite able to, but it's still dangerous. Pictus putting this one off the mid, but Baxis is going to be there to finally put it over into the corner. We're going to have a tiny bit of breathing room for the side of Twisted Tails. As I say that though, Pictus just going to slot that one home, and Gentle Paws finally the first to score in this game.
And you can see the momentum has clearly shifted between these two teams. It is now Gentle Paws with the aggression. Meanwhile, Twisted Tails, they're having some boost troubles from what I noticed. There's a lot of times where these bumps and demos are leaving them very low on boost, and they're not able to get out of their side at all. It's been very tough on these guys. And Strawberry immediately looking for another demo, forcing Liska to go around the wall, missing that corner boost. And see small things like that where you're going to be able to take advantage and start pushing up more and more. We're going to need to see the same start come out from Twisted Tails, as Joshi does exactly as I wanted to see, going straight for that demo on Fire, but no one going to be able to put that shot in the net. But you can already see that one demo is starting to throw Gentle Paws for a little bit of a loop. They're starting to panic a little bit. They're starting to hit their shots a little bit too high, jump a little bit too early, and that's going to end up going in Twisted Tails' way as Baxis puts in the tying goal.
And that is a great positioning goal right there from Baxis. Just doesn't have any boost, but just puts it right over the top of the entire Gentle Paws defense, neither of them having boost to get up for that. In 2 minutes 30 in this game, Twisted Tails has tied it up. Now has the momentum in their favor once again. We're going to have to see if Gentle Paws can turn this around, as Pictus going to shoot one on net. Bax is going to put this one over to the side. And a bump coming out from Fire as well. That's going to give Gentle Paws a bit of time to set up a play. But Liska going to try and shut that down immediately. Now Baxis over to Liska. The shot is a bit high from a place where I didn't even know a shot could really come from. That is a bit terrifying if you're on the side of Gentle Paws, just seeing how close that one was. But once again, we're seeing so many shots going up too high. And this one very awkward for Gentle Paws, but just no one on Twisted Tails there to finish that one off. We're seeing just so much pressure again from both teams as Pictus try and turn this one around, but Liska just immediately shutting that one down. We're seeing so much speed from both teams, both of them just shutting down every single play that they possibly can, not giving either team the breathing room that they need to set up a play.
Counterattack opportunity for Gentle Paws, not Gentle Paws, Twisted Tails, my bad. I saw Joshi go off the ceiling. Now Pictus is going to try for a counterattack of their own for Gentle Paws, but it's just going to go straight to Joshi. He's got some boost, but not enough, and Strawberry is going to be able to save that one away. Now, a bit of a double commit from Twisted Tails as Liska goes up for that ball as well, with Baxis in just the perfect place to keep that ball stalled. Pictus, though, with 100 boost, what's he going to be able to do with it? Gets it past one, but can't get past Joshi, but another double commit. And you got to think, maybe the comms are not quite there for Twisted Tails right now. If they keep that up, they might be put in a tough position with 49 seconds left. Tied game, but Liska, as I say it, gets the go-ahead goal for Twisted Tails.
And that is a very, very good touch there from Baxis, just putting that one in an awkward spot for Gentle Paws, and Liska just able to turn so quickly on that. And none of the defense from Gentle Paws able to get there in time to stop that shot. Now 45 seconds left. Gentle Paws once again eyeing for a goal here. as Twisted Tails might be looking at match point situation as Pictus gonna get a bit of a mistouch there. Strawberry not getting a touch there, and that's going to allow another shot to come out, but that's gonna be off to the side. Liska keeping it in a dangerous spot, but Pictus going to pop this one up. Bax is gonna get an awkward touch. That's just going to allow Joshi to try and put this up. Doesn't have the boost to follow. Liska, once again, very quick there. Fired, not with the best touch. It's going to force Pictus to get a touch over to the side. Now,
Oh, Joshi's trying to stall. Ooh, that was close. 4 seconds left on the clock. Strawberry has the pass up. Pictus and Firebolt go, and Twisted Tails will take game number 3, going to match point. And as I said, you cannot doubt Twisted Tails. They're looking really, really good today. And I'm thinking Gentle Paws might have underestimated their opponents a little bit going into this match.
honestly, they might have, because as I said before the match started, like, the series score really doesn't tell you how good this team is. Because even if, I believe, they're 0-4 right now, they're still such a strong team, and Gentle Paws might have been just a bit too focused on the general picture, not really seeing the critical details that they needed. And that's just allowing Twisted Tails to get this upper hand, and all they need is one more game win to give themselves the first series win of this entire season.
One thing we do know, though, is that that final win is very hard to get. We've seen Twisted Tails in this spot before. I think we saw this last week as they were up 2-1 to Fox Clan. And, no, it wasn't Fox Clan, I don't think. It was a different team. Who was it? It was, no, it was Fox Clan. They were up 2-1 against Fox Clan, and Fox Clan take the next 2 games. We're going to see if Twisted Tails can overcome this final hurdle to take a series win in RFDL. It all starts here. Game 4, Forbidden Temple. 5 minutes on the clock. Joshi's team, 1 win away from taking their first series. Will they be able to do it? As we're on the Twisted Tails side to start this match. Attack coming through and a bit of a double commit with Liska and Joshi. Baxis doesn't have any boost, but Pictus's touch is too far to the side and will allow for a 50. Now, Joshi, gonna be up high, gets 1 touch, but it's gonna get dunked by Pictus. I am watching Pictus for Gentle Paws, making sure he gets up as soon as Joshi has possession of that ball. Now a bump attempt coming out. Pictus is going to get the touch, but Liska will have it off to the side. And this is looking a lot more aggressive than the first couple of games. Some really good shots coming out to start. But Fire's touch is going to be too high. Strawberries is off to the side, and still we remain tied. 4 minutes to go.
We're seeing just so much pressure from Gentle Paws, but just not quite getting those shots in. However, as Pictus is going to put that one down, but just not going to go in. That is so unfortunate for the side of Gentle Paws, because that was such a good play, but just not quite able to get that finishing touch. As we now see Fire with the slow shot, going to put it off to Liska. Now Pictus going to have to take this one over to the corner. Strawberry coming in, but Bax is just going to be there over to Joshi, but it's going to be off to the side. And I swear we must have put on the magnetic field or something, because just both teams just slamming this ball off the post, not quite able to get those finishing touches. As we see another one, but Strawberry going to be there to put that one over to the side. 3 minutes remaining, and once again seeing so much back and forth. Pictus going to try and put this one down. Strawberry's going to be there, but Joshi going to put this one over to the side. And this is already just getting so intense.
And we're seeing a bit of different play styles come from each of these guys, as we're seeing a lot of infield passing coming from Twisted Tails. Meanwhile, Gentle Paws really trying to base their goals off of solo plays. As we're seeing right here, Pictus will get this first goal. And unfortunately, just a little bit of an overcommit from Baxis there. Not expecting Joshi to get that pass back touch. And drives past the ball, putting the rest of the team in a bit of an awkward position. Gentle Paws will go up by 1 about halfway through the game. But we've seen multiple times before that Twisted Tails able to come back from a 1-goal deficit pretty easily. They might do it here. And as I say it, Joshy comes in to prove me right.
And just once again, just so much back and forth between these teams. And once again, 2 minutes 30 left. It's been tied up once again. And we're gonna just, once again, we're gonna have to see which team can really get this, because it's been just so close between these two teams. We're gonna have to just watch as Liska and Joshy pushing this one forward. Pictus into fire, gonna turn this one around. Now Baxis off the side. Pictus gonna have to get a touch, and does. That's going to put it very awkward for Twisted Tails. He's going to follow this one up. Very awkward as we get a bit of a triple commit there. And an awkward touch. Liska gonna have to try and put this one away, but fire not gonna be there. Liska putting that one away. That is so dangerous from the side of Twisted Tails, but it somehow works in their favor. 2 minutes left, and we are still 1-1.
I can't believe that there was no goal there. That is absolutely incredible. Unfortunate for Gentle Paws, but they're going to look for another chance. Might have it here, but Joshy will have that saved to the side. Pictus is coming in, though. A bit high on the touch. And we remain tied once again. That touch is going to go past Strawberry, and they're going to have to take it back. 1:33 remaining. Both these teams eager for that goal. But if you're Twisted Tails, try not to be too eager for this one, because any sort of overcommit could spell Game 4 loss for your team, and you do not want to be going to a Game 5.
Indeed you do not. But Gentle is most definitely going to be eyeing that Game 5. Strawberry going to try and take a shot. Bax is going to be there, taking it slow, very smart. Just keeping that one away from the side of Gentle just trying to buy as much time as possible. As Fire going to try and put this one over. Liska, just immediate challenge. Now Pictus doesn't have any boost, but is trying to make a play off of this. Puts it off the side, but Josh is going to be there first. That's going to put Strawberry in an awkward position. Bax is there first, but the 50 is going to go in Gentle Paw's favor. Another 50 in Gentle Paw's favor. Liska and Baxis both very awkward. Joshy trying to dive in to get this, but just goes right for the boost. And that's going to allow Fire to just slot that one home. And Gentle Paws, with 35 seconds left, has taken the lead.
And that's just kind of rough for Twisted Tails. You can see Liska and Baxis both have very minimal boost there. The entire team does, and Joshy has to go for that corner, relying on a touch. We're going to have to see if they can come back here. Joshy with the stealing pin, double tap. It's gonna be and Joshy's going to want that one back so bad, as that was going to be one of the best goals that we've seen this week. Unfortunately, not able to get there, but they're going to still keep trying. Liska doesn't have any boost to move forward. Baxis has to take this touch. Strawberry off to the side, but it's not going to be great. 10 seconds left. Joshy is going to get beaten. Liska is going to get beaten. And if they can't keep this up, we're going to go to a Game 5. Gentle Paw's going to let that touch the ground. Strawberry? Oh my goodness. I thought Strawberry was going to keep that up, but Gentle Paws win Game 4. And once again, Twisted Tails find themselves in a Game 5 situation. This team is playing so well, but they just could not find that last goal right there.
Yeah, and honestly, like, since I've played with Fire quite a few times, I can pretty much assure you that once that hit 0 seconds and Strawberry was keeping that up, Fire was probably just going, put it down, put it down, put it down! But just Gentle Paws able to get that 1-goal lead and just putting that in favor of themselves right at the end to force this Game 5. But once again, just seeing so much back and forth between these teams. Really, either team can take it. It's just those small mistakes that are being taken advantage of, and if either team is able to just iron those out, they're going to have this series easily.
Yeah, I have to agree. Like, Twisted Tails looked extremely well today, especially going against this new Gentle Paws squad that looked so dominant last time. I definitely think that they have what it takes, but they're going to need to come out and just, you know, do the best that they can here. That's all you can ask for. But Game 5 is starting now. Champions Field. Twisted Tails has to be tired of going to this map, but they're going to try their best to finally turn the scales in their favor for this matchup. Looking for a pass. And Joshy looking for the bump on Fire to start this one off. Now Baxis going to try to get this midfield. Pictus will be the first one there. And Joshy is going to have a long clear. Fire doesn't get the best touch.
Oh.
And Joshy is going to start this off with a goal from Twisted Tails.
And that is a very, very good break as they need. As Strawberry bumping that into Fire. Just very awkward from the side of Genopause as they were too far pushed up, and then the double commit as well just kind of sealed their fate. But Twisted Tail is definitely going to be taking that one as a fake comes out. It's going to give them possession, and they're starting to get a bit physical here as well, as I can see. Liska gonna pop the one up. Joshy gonna try and be there for the read, but isn't quite able to get it. That's gonna give a tiny bit of breathing room to Genopause as Bax is gonna put this one up. Fire's gonna be there for the shot, puts it low, but Joshy is going to be there for that save, and a very, very good save it was. Just able to turn it all the way around, but Pictus gonna grab this boost and try for the shot. Goes off the corner, but isn't able to get a follow-up touch. We're seeing just a bit of awkwardness from both sides as Joshy gonna final clear this one over to the side. And Liska popping this one off the backboard. Pixis going to be there. Gonna try and just control this, getting it past the defense, but Joshy so controlled on that air dribble, able to get the pinch off this corner. Gonna try and for the read, and is going to do so. 2-0 for Twisted Tails.
And that's just a really great read off of the corner there. Very tough read with 0 boost too, but gets the perfect bounce to go into the back of the net. And Twisted Tails, is it finally time to see them take that series win that they've been vying for so much in these last couple of weeks? Now Liska and Joshy, a bit of a double commit, but Fire, not the best touch. Baxis can't get anything, but that throws off the defense of Genopause. But the counterattack will start coming through. Strawberry not going to be close enough to take this ball. And Baxis just going to leave this one for Joshy. As we go back into the Twisted Tails corner, Liska should have full control of this one. Tries to get it past Fire, not able to do so. 3:08 on the clock. Genopause needing to find 2 to equalize. Will they be able to find one here? Strawberry shot saved away by Liska, and they keep their net clear once again.
Indeed they do, as Pictus gonna try and clear this one out. Doesn't quite do so. And just so much pressure on both sides. As Fire gonna put this one over to the corner. Pixis was looking to get that one. Possibly a bit of communication errors coming out from Genopause as the stress of losing this series is definitely going to start getting to them. As Liska goes for the bump, but just no one there. Strawberry has to put this one over to the side. Liska going to try and put this in an awkward position. Bax is getting bumped, but able to recover for that touch. Now Joshy going to be up. Pictus has to be up for this and is. Going to put this one off the side. Going to put it over. Bax is going to be a bit awkward, but gets a very good touch, allowing Joshy to follow this one up. Fire not able to get a touch. Pixis over into the middle, but Baxis not with the shot. Strawberry going to clear that one downfield. Liska getting the save, but another infield pass. Joshy having to save that one with 2 minutes remaining. Genopause getting so much pressure, but Twisted Tails just needs to make sure that they only let in a max of 1 goal, and they will have the series in the bag.
Now Liska off to the sidewall, trying to find a pass down. It's past Fire, shot on net, stopped by Strawberry Sorcerer. Now Pictus, not a lot of boost to work with, and that's something that Twisted Tails is doing so well. That boost control that they've been keeping is really helping out. And Baxis has always been in the right place on this backline during this Game 5 to at least get a stalling touch, allow his teammates to get back. And these clears just keep coming and coming, and every second that ticks off the clock is precious for Genopause. Now another opportunity, bit of an open net, but Fire not able to get the right touch here. Pictus is going to be back, but misses the ball. Fire's the last one there.
Oh.
Liska gonna get on top of them, and Twisted Tails looking like they're gonna win the series.
Indeed they are, as we saw just a miss from Pictus and then just too much hesitation on the side of Genopause. And with a minute left, 3 goals down, Genopause is just gonna have to come out guns blazing and just try as much as they can, just not allowing Twisted Tails any more room. As Pick just going to try and do exactly that, getting that midfield pass, but Fire just too close and just opts to just turn away from that. And they're still just being so very hesitant. As Joshy going to put in another shot, it's going to be off the side. A pinch comes out. And with 40 seconds left, they're going to have to use this momentum to get a goal. As Pictus going to pop this one high. It's going to be awkward. Fire going to be there, but doesn't get the touch. 30 seconds left. Strawberry with another shot. Liska going to put this one off to the side. And it's looking so dire for Gentle Paws now.
With 19 seconds left, I think it's good to call here, as it looks more than enough for Twisted Tails. They're going to be taking Game 5, and they're finally going to get that win they've been needing so desperately. Twisted Tails get their first series win on RFDL. Congratulations to them.
And that is a very good win as well. As we've seen last week from this Gentle Paws squad, they are definitely not a pushover team. And that was such a close game the entire way through. But Twisted Tails just... I think they just called on themselves from Game 1 and just brought that into Game 5. And did so in an immaculate way. Just hats off to them. And that was a very deserved first series win.
And gotta give credit to Twisted Tails. We knew that they had what it took to get through this squad, and they show up when they're needed the most. And my goodness, they looked so good today. Now here's the real question: is Joshy Esper the new meta? We've been seeing these high-level players playing on very different cars than we're used to. We've seen Joshy on Esper now. We've seen Reverb playing the Backfire. Maybe it's the alt car meta that is coming alive here in RFDL. I love to see it. And apparently Corrupt said that they are going to play in the Triton for their next match, so that's going to be interesting to see if they actually do that. And man, I'm so happy for Twisted Tails there. I'm of course, condolences to Gentle Paws. You guys played really well, but you always love seeing a team take their first series in the league, and this has been something that Twisted Tails has more than deserved throughout their games. I'm just happy that they were finally able to get the dub. So but
yeah,
with
I am
that,
too. Jeez.
yeah, of course. But with that, guys, that's only the first match of the day. Up next, we've got X3 Tactics coming up against Cloud9. Stick around through the break, and we'll have that for you shortly.
to understand how you got all that finesse. Still been running in circles inside my head. Wasn't looking for love, but baby, I found you instead. All I seek to find is a world that's mine. Need a place to hide. Will you free my mind? Following the lights of a world that's bright. In your eyes I see there's a place for all I seek to find is a world that's mine. Need a place to hide. Will you free my mind? Following the lights of a world that's blind. In your eyes I see there's a place for me.
Well, welcome on back, everyone. That was quite a thrilling first game. Another game 5 this week. That's the third one this week, so always good to see. And well played to Twisted Tales. But moving on to the next matchup, we have X3 and Claude9 playing, which both very good teams in their own right. You know, Claude9 getting used to their adjustment they made. I believe it was week 3, changing to factual. And I mean, Docky, what are you seeing from what are you looking out for this matchup?
I mean, if we're talking Cloud9 specifically, I mean, Voltec has been absolutely popping off recently. So if we can get that kind of performance again out of Voltec, and then obviously the rest of the team being as good as they have been, I think that they have a great chance to win this series.
Yeah, I definitely agree. But like, again, kind of like last series that we just saw, I feel like this really could go either way, as both these teams just very, very solid. X3, like, yeah, X3 being very, very solid with, I believe we mentioned it a while ago, but both Korup and Shy hitting the rank above what they were set as, which definitely is a good thing to see going into especially the start of the season. But we've also seen a lot of good things from Claude9 as well, and we're just gonna have to see how this series goes.
So to add on to that a little bit, Arrow, this earlier this week, Brian also hit C2 for the first time. So I mean, they have all ranked up since the start of the season. I think that
Every
just
single one.
goes to show how well they are vibing together, how good their chem is. Because if you're able to really vibe with your teammates and you're able to mutually improve each other, that's exactly what we want to see. But not to harp on it too much, we kind of talked a little bit about both teams, but I think going into the first team, I believe it should be X3. As we were just saying, a very, very solid team. They've been improving very quickly early on this season. And I mean, really solid squad. You see Corrupt being in the top 5 in 3 categories and being top 2 in 2 categories. Or top 3 in 2 categories. So definitely the front runner, the facilitator for this team. And we'll need to see if the other 2 players on this team are able to keep cleaning up anything that is saved on that first shot from Corrupt.
Yeah, they've played so incredibly well. They definitely seem to have their rotations in lock. I think they have been trying really hard to get that in, in lockstep, and so clearly that's working for them. So it'll be have to see if anyone can start to disrupt that, maybe. But as it stands right now, yeah, they've been playing. I mean, obviously they're undefeated, so they've been playing really well.
Yeah, but I mean, we did just have a series where the team who had not won a series finally did win a series. That might be kind of a sign of things to come, where we see the exact opposite happen, where X3 Tactics might actually take their first loss.
I mean, X3 is the team to beat right now, for sure. But that is not to put anything against Claude9, because going on to the next team, Claude9, led by our very own Ecliptic Fades, has been popping off lately. You see Factual having that lockdown defense, once again, top 5 in the league in saves, and then Voltac just really putting on that pressure and just being a really good both facilitator and shooter on that offensive side of the ball. He's been popping off lately. And Fades, you know how he plays. He does a little bit of everything. They're a really solid squad in their own right.
Yeah, I mean, they have been, like I said, they kind of had a rougher start, but recently they've been absolutely, their rotations have seemed to flow. And like I said earlier, it's really nice to see Voltec kind of having a resurgency on the shooting in the shooting department, scoring a lot of goals in those wins they were having. Just seems to be an offensive threat constantly, all the time. and that's working for them. So I'm sure they want to keep that going forward.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. And like, I keep saying this because I don't really have anything else to say about it. It's just, I really feel like this could go either way, because even though X3 is completely undefeated, Cloud9 is a very, very strong team in their own right, and we're really just gonna have to see which playstyle wins over the other.
Absolutely, and it's definitely something that is not easy to predict because both of these playstyles should compete fairly well with each other. So it's, I mean, we're hoping for a really good matchup, and it definitely has the potential to turn out like that. So, I mean, Arrow, what are you specifically going to be looking out for in this series for in terms of what do you think will make the difference in this series?
Well, I think will make the difference.
In terms of what do you think is the biggest point of impact that can potentially cause one team to be able to eke out a win over the other?
That is a very, very good question. I mean, I know that the team of Cloud9 is very, very close in terms of rank. We have GC2, GC1, C3, whereas the ranks of X3 Tactics a bit more widespread, having GC3, GC1, and C1. I feel that personally, the player with the biggest impact is actually going to be that lowest ranked player on the field, which is Ruboy Brian. Because we've seen it multiple times where they're just playing their game and they're popping off. And if they're able to do that, I know that for a fact Korup and Shai can definitely play around that, and it's going to be absolutely deadly for Cloud9 if that does happen.
Definitely. And Daki, what do you think that the biggest thing that you're going to be looking out for this match in terms of what do you think is going to make the difference between the winner and the loser of this match?
Yeah, I have no idea. It's like Ara's been saying. It's really hard to tell who is going to win these games. I think as the league goes on, it becomes more and more clear that just anyone can win. And that's just I think that's the case here as well. So it's really just going to come down to who's clicking. I think who has the more inline rotations. It gets the least amount of awkward. Makes the least amount of mistakes, which sounds like a very generic Rocket League answer, but I think I think it sounds like that because it's true. I think, obviously that's what wins and loses a game, so I think that's going to be the deciding factor here as well.
Definitely. And personally, I'm going to be looking out at Ruboy Brian once again. I want to see if he is able to continue keeping up with these lobbies like he has been, and whether or not he's able to really be that strong midfield player that X3 has so greatly benefited from, because we know what Shai can do, we know what Corrupt can do, but we really need to see if Cloud9 is able to pressure Brian to the point that he might be potentially a bit awkward, potentially show that slightly lower rank. So, I mean, we'll need to see, but there's only so much speculation we can do. But the last bit of speculation for us is going to be, who did we predict for this series? And it looks like I chose
misplaced the piece of paper that he wrote these down on.
Yes, I did. I'm also needing to set up this lobby, which I've never done before, so I'm a little bit all over the place. My apologies for that, guys. But I chose X3 in 5. Daki did the same. Arrow, you chose X3 in 4, just like Cookie. So we have the complete caster sweep going in favor of X3. Is that a caster curse? Maybe, maybe not. But we'll just need to wait and see. So, guys, all we have to do is see how it turns out at this point. So we should be heading into the match. It looks like everyone should be ready. Oh, everyone's leaving. Potential server bug? Who knows? but we'll all reset this lobby. The Rocket League servers today, guys, they've been a little bit rough. We'll just
More
go
than a
ahead.
little bit.
Yeah. So, oh. Is showing. Okay.
What we got going on?
Go ahead and stall a bit, guys, for me, if you don't mind.
Well, now I wish I had trivia questions.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
basically-
Arrow. Arrow, let me shoot you over the trivia questions because
Uh-oh,
we got a few of them. I'll go ahead and drop them
All right.
somewhere.
I'm intrigued.
I used a few of them. Feel free to mix them up on the spot too. But there you go, Arilax. This is going to be Overly Awkward Rocket League RFDL Trivia Questions Volume 2. So,
I feel like we've already asked a lot of these though. That's the thing. Yeah, that one. Hold on.
okay, so I suppose okay, I can make one up off the top of my head.
Nice.
So far this season, who is the player that is first in own goals currently?
Ooh. Are you
Uh,
actually keeping track of this?
In my head, yes, and it's neither me nor Fades currently, surprisingly.
Ooh. All right. Well, now you got me wondering.
It's not Heavenly, is it? There's no way.
Everyone else is chilling on one own goal. So Heavenly having 2.
Is it Heavenly?
It is Heavenly, yes, with 2 own
rip.
goals. Unfortunately, Heavenly regained really nice though, so
Yeah.
kudos to
I think immediately after
Heavenly.
that game, dropped like 700 points.
Exactly, like Heavenly still goated and absolutely had a great regain there. So yes, trying to think of another one. Currently, who is the player that is leading on saves?
Yeah, it's gotta be. I'm pretty sure it's Joshua, right?
Yeah, it is Joshy. Yeah, that one is definitely got to be Joshy.
If my memory serves me correct, it is Joshi leading in saves per game. So very well guessed. And I believe the lobby is good to go. The servers have regained, and
Oh,
But
I
my
think
awkward
we
trivia
should
chime, I enjoyed that.
we should be everyone should be joining in now. Yep, everyone's joining in, and we are good to go finally.
There we
As we
go.
head into this match, X3 Tactics versus Claude9 should be a show of the ages. That's a favorable kickoff for X3 as Corrupt plays it forward. Interesting card choice from Corrupt. Brian is going to take a shot on that early after a demo, and the demo is going to clear out enough space for Corrupt to be able to finish that one off. Great play by X3.
yeah. Unfortunately, it looks like we might have seen maybe the bottom, the bottom half, or the bottom quarter of the screen, as well as the bottom of the right side. So camera angles are a little bit wonky as I'm trying to comprehend this, but already not looking great on the defensive side for Cloud9. Offense from X3 has been already so incredibly strong. Yeah, no, a lot of time left in this match. Your Cloud9, hopefully that early deficit is not getting into your head there.
I mean, if there is any team that's going to keep a good mental, it's going to be Cloud9 with Ecliptic Fades, and that's some good pressure by them. They are probably going to be wanting that one back, though. That was a great opportunity for them to be able to put one in the net, and it just slips away. But Fade's trying to control it on back wall, unable to get the touches he wants, as Brian is going to be able to get a bump on him. Krupp going for the Meki play, gets a bit awkward, though, and is unable to finish it. Fades, trying to play it forward, gets it around 2, but Krupp is on that back line, is going to play it high. Krupp controlling it, trying to get a clear. He's out of boost, though, and Fades is going to play that in a dangerous area. Brian gets a good clear, but Voltac is going to keep it in the danger area for X3. Ball bounces middle. Great opportunity. No one home, though, and we're seeing quite a bit of pressure from Cloud9.
Yeah, we're seeing as much pressure from Cloud9 as we're seeing Fade's POV here, as it has been almost entirely on the side of X3. Well, recently on this, as we see another shot coming from Shy, I was going to say, there's a lot of pressure from Cloud9, but most of the continuous pressure has been from X3, as they're able to get a lot of these counterattacks going strong here. And of course, maybe a little bit of an overcommit from Cloud9. There's no one back for what was not necessarily a super fast shot. 3:20 left. X3 has a 2-goal lead. And it's not a lot of continued pressure from Cloud9. We'll need to see a little bit more passing, maybe some more deeper rotations from this team here if they want to get a goal here.
Yeah, they are going to need to get a bit more pressure, but it looks like Krupp is going to have control, gets a favorable 50, and that's going to allow him to relieve pressure again, gets a musty, and that just gets over the entire Cloud9 defense, which, I mean, Cloud9 was kind of making a name for themselves on that defensive front there, but, I mean, that's just really awkward from their side, and you don't want to see that from Cloud9 if they're going to be able to climb their way back into this game. We're seeing Voltac getting a neutral 50 with Brian. Shy going up for it. He's going to be a bit awkward. Krupp, fast follow-up, though. Krupp playing it middle. Voltac and Factual both awkward. Factual is able to get a 50 on that, though, but that's going to be a clear. It's going to bounce around in the midfield. Krupp up for it. Krupp going for a 50, and once again, we're seeing some great control by that X3 Tactics side.
Yeah, unfortunately, a little bit in a production here on the stream, but we'll have to work our way through that as we want to try to readjust, maybe make it so that if we are running the POV, it is a little bit more centered. So we do finally get Fade back in action. Fortunately for them, no goals go in through that. A bit of a pause downtime for them. It was a little bit of a 2v3 there momentarily. Maybe that's a good sign for them. They have not been scored on during that time. Obviously, they have quite a deficit to try to come back from. There's quite a bit of time. 2 minutes is a lot of time to come back, or at the very least start to swing some of this momentum. You do not want to go into game 2 after losing the first game with no goals. That's not really good for your mental. So if they can at least get a few offensive momentum movements started forward, they might have a better chance to take this series. But as it stands right now, unfortunately, they just haven't had too many shot opportunities. As of course, as I say that, the shot just goes a little bit too high. Reed is just not there in time. Still 0 for Cloud9, but they are starting to show signs of life here offensively.
Yeah, they are showing signs of life offensively, but that's not going to matter if they just let Krupp clip on them for the second time this game. That's a great double tap by Krupp to just be able to stay behind that ball. And, I mean, yeah, that's just a good shot by Krupp. They give him a little bit too much time, a little bit too much space, and he punishes them for it. We see a kickoff going in favor of Cloud9. Fades is going to be able to play that down the field, but Brian is going to get a good pinch out. Factual, trying to get control on it, unable to get the control he wants, but Voltac is going to play that ball perfectly as it would just kind of hang in front of the X3 Tactics net, and Voltac just being faster than the entire X3 Tactics squad.
That's what you need if you're this team, this Cloud9 team. I not have a chance to win this game. Having a goal going into game 2, not a second goal, will definitely help with their momentum. Maybe get some more offensive confidence. They start to push forward. We're already starting to see that. They get the 1 goal, and now all of a sudden having a little bit more offensive consistency. So we'll have to see if they're able to keep that up. They definitely don't want to go down more, so I don't think that'll help them. So at this point, I don't think it matters too much. With a minute left, they're down 3. It's not impossible, but it's not entirely likely, as yet another shot goes in for X3. And this X3's offense just looks, at this moment, it's very hard to contain. So these pop-outs are just not going in favor of Cloud9, and X3's there to jump on top of it.
Yeah, if you're Cloud9 right now on that defensive side, you want to see them be able to clear those to the side of the field, because if they end up popping to the middle, X3 is going to just continually take shot after shot on your net, and with how lethal their shooting is, you don't want to allow that to happen. But desirably, if you're a fan of Cloud9, you want to see them be able to get a goal in quick, and Voltac, once again, showing up big for this Cloud9 team to be able to sway whatever momentum he can for this team going into Game 2.
And this is how you do it. Just keep the pressure going. Try to make the offense a little bit more, the defense a little bit more awkward. Try to isolate some of these lower ranked players. Seems to be kind of, especially when you're a more balanced team, the strategy is there to try to get past maybe Corrupt, maybe get the lower ranked players on defense. You definitely don't want to be leaving the ball up like that. Those Rugets are fantastic. Follow through on a really good setup here from Corrupt. This gets past one, gets past two, gets it off the backboard, and I mean, what can you do there if you're in the net? Factual, trying to be up for it, but it's such a hard shot to defend.
Corrupt may be considering himself a bit more of a game sense player, but that is not to say his mechs aren't superb, as he is able to put another one in the net. But we see X3 getting more pressure once again, and just seems like Cloud9 is struggling to be able to relieve the pressure X3 puts on them. But 10 seconds left. We're going to see if Factual is able to get a clear. He gets a little bit awkward there, but is able to keep it in his own corner. Voltac looping around the ball, trying to keep it out of his own net. And they're going to try to get a counterattack here. Maybe claw one back for the goal differential, but nothing doing there. It's cleared to the side, and X3 Tactics is going to take game one.
We saw glimpses of life from Cloud9. They definitely did not look. It definitely didn't look like they were completely out of it. I mean, obviously the scoreline not looking good for them. But I mean, if they want to have a chance of winning these series, they're going to need to maybe make those glimpses and to be more moments of that. You want to see maybe a little bit more continuity on the offense, trying to get some of those passing plays going. They definitely were getting them when they had the opportunities to. Just not a lot of opportunities. And of course, on defense, I mean, some of the plays that X3 was putting up was just very difficult to deal with. And I think that is kind of the reason why. I mean, the scoreline showed there was so much offense from X3, but for Cloud9, though, it's definitely not impossible.
Definitely not impossible. That's only game one after all, so they definitely have a ton of time to be able to regain this this series. But I mean, I'm just going to be looking for them to be able to more effectively clear the ball out to the sides on their defensive half. Their offense looked fine to me. Like, they were still getting quite a few good opportunities. Their defense just completely broke down that game. So, I mean, we're going to need to see them overcommit a little bit less frequently, and to be able to just be a bit less panicky on that offensive side of the ball. So, waiting to see what they're able to do, but they are definitely going to need to clean things up a bit if they want to get themselves back in this series.
Yeah, definitely, they have an opportunity to. Again, it was nice to get those goals they did get. I think that might help with the confidence a little bit. It definitely does not. It's not nice to go into a game two if you're unable to get those goals. So the fact that they're able to score, I think, might help them just feel like we can score, we can get the offensive going, and they just gotta, I think, focus on that, focus less on the mistakes they've made, and focus on what they were doing right. If they do that, they definitely have a good chance of taking a game here and making this a series.
Absolutely, but there's only so much speculation we can do. We should, once everyone loads into the match, which due to RL servers is taking a bit, we should be good to go on this next game for you guys. So, we're keeping an eye on everyone. And, yep, we should be heading into this game 2, X3 versus Cloud9, as we speak. Fade is doing some production stuff right there, and here we go into game 2 as we see the kickoff ring out. Factual loses to Corrupt. It doesn't look like anybody is going to... It looks like maybe some server issues as everyone abandons the match.
Is there NA production?
NA production, you guys know how it is. It wouldn't be an RFDL stream without some NA production. We'll get it all fixed up for you guys though, and as soon as possible, get this series back underway. Yeah. Go ahead, Docky.
I was gonna say the servers have been wonky all day, so it's not surprising that we're encountering these kind of flubs. As we weren't even sure if the servers were gonna be up in time to be able to run the matches. So, I'm glad that we're at least able to get some of these private matches rolling, but definitely having some issues as we deal with and trying to get everyone settled in.
Definitely everyone should be able to get settled in and hopefully be good to go here shortly. The servers is definitely an unforeseeable circumstance, but in any league, it happened with RFDL, or it happened with RLCS today, and server issues just happen sometimes. So we're kind of seeing which teams are going to be the best ones at adapting to these unforeseen circumstances and who can just work on the fly the best. And right now, out of these two teams, it seems to be X3. The servers don't seem to be having any effect on them.
Seems like I don't know, Fire. Do we need more awkward trivia to get us through this?
I think we might be good to go. No, we should be good to go here shortly. The lobby, we're just seeing if this server is a bit better for everyone and allowing Fade to get the stream going as planned. But I guess we can go one trivia question really quickly, and just to give Fade enough time to be able to adapt on the fly here and get things back up and running for everyone. But out of all the teams this season, who is leading the lead in shots per game, Docky?
Oh, that's a good question. I mean, I feel like it has to be Black Bunny, but yeah, that would be my first guess. Maybe my team, just because of how many shots we had last series.
So you guys, Awoptic is in second and Black Bunny is in third currently.
Oh wow!
So the leaders are actually X3 Tactics, who are currently leading the lead. But with that little bit of awkward trivia, here we go. We should be back and underway right now, guys, as we head into game 2 of this series. And Docky, go ahead and start us off for the match.
Let's see if we can get us in here as we start. Okay, so see the match here now. We get rolling. I'm already seeing some aggression coming out of Cloud9. It's like they definitely understood. I think maybe they needed to be a little bit more aggressive and have some more impactful offense, as they are already playing these offensive rotations, I think, a little bit better. So this was kind of a problem for them last game. They weren't able to rotate and take some of the shots that were available to them. But already, I mean, we're already seeing shots coming out from Cloud9. It seems like they might have discovered a strategy that might work in their favor, though as I say that, that ball goes awkwardly in. A little bit, maybe that offensive rotation might come back, ironically coming back to bite them here, as I think Fade turned upfield instead of back into that, unfortunately. Not able to get back to that in time, and 14 to go, and X3 has the lead. I mean, I do like the offense that I'm seeing from Cloud9. They're going to need to connect on those, but if they keep that up, I can see them making this a game.
Yeah, on top of keeping up that offense, they're also going to need to just maybe stick to their rotations a bit better on that defensive half. We saw Fire in the last match kind of messing up some of his rotations, and we saw how that can make a team awkward, especially in the last series in Game 1 and Game 5. But Cloud9 already being able to clear it out really nicely there, and Krupp doing a really good job of staying patient on that back wall. But we see a potential opportunity here. Voltak unable to get the shot he wants, though. A bit soft on that shot. fades, going to try to get a touch towards the middle. Corrupt is going to have that on back wall. Voltac maybe a bit overcommitted, leaving the opportunity for a redirect. Shy, unable to connect on it the way he wants. Corrupt trying to get a quick shot, unable to get the shot he wanted there, though, as they're able to clear it out. We see, you know, a good amount of pressure here. Voltac able to get a shot on net, and great shot by Voltac to put that one away for X3.
Yeah, and this is a part of that continued pressure. That's a really good read comes in from Voltac. And I mean, this is what you want to see if you're Cloud9. Getting that offensive going, but not just getting the offensive pressure, but connecting on some of these shots and actually scoring. We weren't able to do that much last game. Already starting to see a little bit more life on the offense from them. See if they're able to continue that. Of course, that does, you know, those last second adjustments can always be difficult to keep up with. They're doing a pretty good job of it so far, so we'll see if they're able to continue that going forward in this game.
I mean, as you say that, though, X3 getting so much pressure, as we just said. They have the most shots per game in the league right now, and they're just unrelenting with that offensive pressure. Great follow-up by Shy off of the initial touches by Corrupt. We see Voltac getting a favorable 50. No one home for X3 to be able to clear that out quickly, but X3 does a good job of holding their rotations and clearing that out. Voltac trying to establish pressure. He's going to get a decent 50, trying to pass that middle. Awkward touch for X3, and Voltac is going to put that home, while X3 kind of got a little bit awkward on their defensive rotations on that one.
Yeah, it's a really interesting touch from Voltac. I don't think anyone expected that from Shy or Rue. I mean, that's such a tough read to make, especially with Voltac flying off the back wall to get that touch kind of mid. There wasn't anyone there from Cloud9, but the awkwardness gave him enough time to get back to it and take a shot on net and tying it up all. Well, let's see if Shy's able to get to this. No, not able to. Unfortunately, I want that touch back because there wasn't anyone that was up high or with the boost or in position to take that shot after it popped up off the backboard. 2 minutes left. We're about to hit the 2-2-2-2. So we have 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 to 2 with 2 minutes, 22 seconds left. We'll see if anyone's able to take the edge here, although this Cloud9 team seems to be ramping it up. Definitely looking a lot better than they did last game. I definitely see them taking this momentum. X3 is obviously going to want to nip that. So I'm sure they'd love to go on triple match point, as Shy will put one in to give them the goal lead in this game here. And again, a little bit of awkward touches, a little bit of awkward defensive rotations here from Cloud9. Maybe expecting a big clear out there off the backboard. Still a lot of time left, only a 1-goal game. See if Cloud9's able to bounce back.
Yeah, Cloud9 just once again getting a little bit awkward on that defensive side of the field, and they were doing so good at that last week. I want to see them potentially get back to that, but right now we see Corrupt get a lucky boost spawn on that boost, which is going to allow X3 to get some pressure on this. The pass going over to Corrupt, and that's... Yeah, you give that much space in the middle of the field, and Shy's going to put that home every day, and it just seems like they just have so much space right in front of the Cloud9 net, and X3 is a team that's going to put that home more times than not.
Yeah, it's a little bit of scrambling. It looks like maybe they were expecting the ball to get cleared out, maybe hoping that one of their teammates could get that ball out of their defensive third, but just a little bit too much awkwardness. The rotation's a little bit panicky, but again, it still is time. You know, they are down 2, which is kind of a terrifying lead. If they're able to cut this to 1 with more than a minute left, this is more than winnable for them. So I want to make sure that they get some offensive going. You do not want to be stuck on defense with this little amount of time left in this goal deficit that you're in here. So we'll have to see if they're able to maybe get a counterattack going. They won't have a chance here, but they're going to need to do that now. The time, every single second that clicks off the clock is definitely working against them here. So they are down 2. So we are under a minute now. Definitely not impossible, but every second that passes makes it harder and harder for them to come back into this game.
It does, absolutely, and that's why you see them. They're kind of starting to scramble a little bit. They're starting to get a little bit panicky, trying to get up for those challenges quicker and just get on the ball faster, but it doesn't look like it's paying off quite yet as Voltac does his best to try to shut down that train of thought on my end with a great redirect attempt that just is unable to find the net. Voltac trying for a 50, unable to get it. As we see them try to get a quick counter, Krupp is going to be back for that one. That's exactly what you want to see out of these GC3s. Krupp is going to clear it. This is pretty much going to seal the deal for X3. And, I mean, a much better performance from Cloud9 in this match, but they're going to find themselves on triple match point here, which is not what you want to see, especially against such a high-powered team such as X3 Tactics, and they just look unstoppable right now.
Yeah, Cloud9 did exactly what they needed to early on in that game. They had really good pressure. They were able to maintain that pressure and they were able to score, which is something they lacked in that first game. Kind of getting those goals off of transitions, not really off of continuous pressure. So they were able to do that more this game, which was nice. But unfortunately, I think they did fall back into that more kind of rushing panickiness that they had in that game one. They're in the latter half of game two. So if they're able to kind of cut back on that, keep up what they were doing well, they definitely have a chance to win here, but they'll need to make sure they don't fall back into that habit of allowing X3 to get kind of comfortable on offense, which it seemed like they were able to do in the second half of that game.
Yeah, X3 just looked super comfortable, as you said. You could tell they felt really in control of that match, and they really showed it, especially in the second half of that match. They never really seemed to be too panicky other than one play on defense, but they were really good at just regaining their composure and getting back into their own flow. And they really seem to be dictating the pace of the game in this series so far. But we'll need to see if Cloud9 is able to come back in Game 3 as we see people load into the game. And we'll need to see if this server is able to hold up as we head into this match. But desirably, Cloud9, we hope to see them be able to take this back and maybe force a game 4 or 5. As we see a favorable kickoff for them, Krupp is going to get that boost on the sidewall, though, allowing Ruboy Brian to get a clear down the field. Cloud9 controls it into their corner, gets a decent 50. Voltac is going to try to get a favorable one, and Krupp gets a good bump in order to keep that Cloud9 defense awkward. A little bit of a soft follow-up there, unorthodox of X3, and we're seeing some early pressure from Cloud9 in this match.
Yeah, and I mean, this is a little bit different than how the last game started. Not quite coming out of the gun as quickly as they had that first match. I think they maybe are a little bit more patient. They might be trying to look for better opportunities. Not sure if that is going to work super well in their benefit, as I'm sure XC would love to just sit back and wait as they are up 2, so they don't really need to stress too much about trying to win as much as Cloud9 does. I'm sure they would love to get this over with in 3. If you're Cloud9, though, you definitely want to try to limit the amount of pressure that X3 has had. Maybe try to swing this momentum. You got some time to do it. Of course, it is 0-0. This is a great opportunity from Voltac, but double commit will put that one away. Of course, it's not a super detrimental double commit, as unfortunately for Cloud9, no one was there to capitalize on that. And again here, a little bit of pressure from Cloud9, but not as continuous. They're definitely not able to keep the pressure for as long as I'm sure they would love to. Definitely don't want to be faltering on defense as Krupp gets a nice shot in. A little bit of awkward positioning here. There wasn't really anyone there to cover that low shot. We had one that was up early and Voltac was on the backboard, just not able to get down to it in time. Unfortunately for them, X3 is taking the lead here in this game 3. And a lot of time left, 3:36. This is not over by any means.
No, definitely not over, but we are seeing, once again, X3 just getting a lot of space right in front of the Cloud9 net, which is never what you want if you are a Cloud9 fan, especially coming out from this X3 offense, as they almost get another opportunity, but are unable to get the shot that they want on net. Voltac taking possession. He's going to try to get a favorable chip to backboard, but there are 2 X3 defenders on the backboard to be able to cover that. Now we're seeing Voltac getting an extra touch on that, allowing for Fades to be able to play that forward. Factual trying to get a clear forward, unable to get the beat. Voltac keeping control, and we're seeing some nice possession from Cloud9 in this match, but as they run out of boost, they're going to need to retreat back. And I mean, we're seeing a lot better control from Cloud9 in this match, Docky.
Yeah, but they still look a little bit awkward. Some of the just not able to get that initial play on the ball that you kind of want. It kind of gets you in the flow of the games. You kind of get that first initial shot, that first initial play, and then all of a sudden you start feeling more comfortable. Seems like they haven't quite been able to do that. His possession seems to be jumping. They're not quite able to get maybe the touches they want. The rotations aren't quite where they want them to be. It's a little bit awkward, some of this rotation. So we'll have to see. Maybe that's a case of them being down 2 in the series and being down 1 in this game. And they do have a lot of time. Some of these possessions that they have looked nice. They've had some opportunities that have looked pretty good. That's a great shot from Fade comes through. But unfortunately, it's just not quite good enough. Is there someone in net? There's an opportunity for Voltac, and that's a great pass from Factual. And just as I say that, they're already starting to look a little bit more comfortable, and this is exactly what you want if you're Cloud9. You get that nice opportunity, you make the shot, and all of a sudden the game feels a little bit more comfortable. You feel like, okay, we can sit down, we've got this. That's great for Cloud9. They have a lot of time left. Definitely going to want to keep that going.
I mean, you see, Factual always seem to show up exactly when his team needs to with a fantastic pass, and Voltac just being ready for that. That's where you want to see this team be. But with a demo and an unfortunate 50, X3 shows why they are the best team in the league at this point in the season.
Yeah, this is unfortunate. Again, maybe a little bit of that awkwardness coming back again as that 50, that cut in the midfield, just not quite, I don't think, what they wanted. Goes over the head, and then unfortunately because of that, last man has to dive a little bit, and there's no one back for that one to cover. So again, Cloud9 finds themselves down 1 yet again. You do have quite a bit of time here. You just want to make sure that you get offense here. You do not want to go down 2. I do not think that would spell good fortune for them. And they have showed life, but again, unfortunately, they just look a little bit more awkward, as unfortunately, they do go down 2. Scrub puts a third one in for X3, and then this is a little bit of the awkward rotations. Factual's kind of left alone with low boost, goes for the block, gets bumped by Shy, and that's just an open net for X3, and they will score that every time.
It's a very minute, small thing, but just that momentary 1v2 makes all the difference. Especially when you have both Shy and Corrupt barreling down on your net. That's a tall order for anyone to be able to defend against, even for some of our higher ranked players. But, I mean, Factual, a very strong defender. If there is anybody who's going to be able to defend against it, it's him. But it just doesn't work out in his favor that time. Once again, we're seeing X3 with some pressure on the Cloud9 net. An unfortunate whiff there. And that's going to be a great save by the Cloud9 defense. But once again, a little bit of awkward rotations coming out. And a quick counter is going to put Cloud9 back in this match. Factual finishing that one up for his team.
It's a fantastic save into a really good counterattack. I think all of X3 thought surely that was going to be a goal for them, so they maybe have got a little bit lax on rotating back, and Cloud9 takes full advantage of that. Is able to get a quick one. So 38 seconds left. Is not over yet. They might have another opportunity. A little bit of a whiff. And now we have a 3v1, which is not good. But Voltac does a good job of making sure that it doesn't go in immediately. Rue will get a nice touch to the side here. Need to see the ball moving forward. It's a nice Fade gets a really good cut there. Now Rue left alone kind of here on defense, but does a really good job as well of making sure that ball does not go anywhere dangerous and steals the boost. That might spell the end of it for Cloud9, but you have less than 10 seconds left. You see a bump come through. The ball will float. Maybe a fake comes through, and unfortunately, I do not believe that's going to hit the corner. It does not, and actually will take this one in a sweep. Cloud9 played very well, but unfortunately not able to tie that one there in the last seconds.
Yeah, Cloud9, they definitely showed a great bit of adaptability in that game. They were able to, they seem to get closer and closer every game, but I mean, X3, just such a strong team. They've gotten so much better and better from week 1 until now, and they already started off as a pretty strong team. So, well played to X3, but if you're Cloud9, you can't get too down on yourself about that one. They're a tough team. You just got to bounce back and focus on next week.
Absolutely. And I mean, like you said, they did play well. Unfortunately, I think they just got a little bit more awkward than they would have liked. I'm sure that the server issues and having to try to get the lobby settled probably did not help them by any means. So, you know, if you're able to bounce back from that, you know, if you focus on the stuff you did right, and I think they'll be even better next week.
Yeah, they'll regain. I mean, those guys have a great mental, all of them, and it's good to see them at least be able to come out and compete. And they did not play poorly this week, but I don't think there's much more to be said about that series. I know everyone's going to be looking forward to our featured match of the week to close us out, which is going to be Fox Clan against Big Dragon Squad. I don't think there's anything else to say, so we'll see you guys on the other side of the break.
Feel my arms holding on so tight just when you need it most. Feel the freedom of being careless, just being in love. Everything will be alright.
Hello, everybody. Welcome on back to the RFDL Week 5, Day 2. I'm Ecliptic Phase. I'm with Airlax, Docky, and Firestreak. We finally have our four-man desk for the first time this weekend, and there's nothing else to talk about. We should just go straight to the next match.
I feel like that's not true, but I mean,
I mean, I feel like there's like, you know, just a few tiny things to mention.
I don't know about that. All I can say is tech issues suck, and it was very hard to focus when half of the time I was like, why am I streaming from my perspective? Why is this not working right? And X3 Tactics just, I think, you know, they did what they do and they won. So not much I can say about that besides I could not perform. So GG's to them, and I'll just take next week and see who I'm facing and play better. And then we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I don't have anything to say about that last match. Maybe you guys do. So go ahead, I guess.
I mean, yeah, it was. The scoreboard shows it being a lot more one-sided, but I do feel that there was glimpses there. Voltec seemed to play well. You guys a little bit awkward, but I'm sure the tech issues were probably not helping with the trying to focus on rotations. So that can be kind of expected. I think you guys did the best you could do under the circumstances. So shouldn't be too hard on yourself.
I mean, X3 does what they do. They're an onslaught at all times, it seems. What else is there to say? They're a good team. So, yeah. I mean, they did their thing. You had a lot of other stuff going on there, Fade. You guys will bounce back. Just keep your heads up.
Yeah. I definitely think that could have been better, but take it as it is. But I think we have one more match ready for today, right, guys?
I hope
yeah.
so.
Yeah.
I don't think we have just a matchup. It's our featured matchup of the week.
That
We'd
is
love
correct.
to see it.
That is correct. Our featured
Forgot
matchup
about
of the week to end the day, and it's going to be Fox Clan versus Big Dragon Squad. And this one is quite a good matchup to end the day off of. Definitely something that everybody has been looking forward to. Let's go ahead and take a look at the match of the week and see exactly what these guys are going to need to do to come forward in this match and take a victory. You can see right here, our key matchup is going to be JVN against Reverb. And our keys to victory for Fox Clan: limit Reverb's impact. That is actually really big. As for BDS, disrupt Taka and Jay. And for both of the teams, they just need to get that higher rank chemistry between the higher ranks. But of course, never count out Cosmo and why am I blanking? Why am I blanking
Come on,
on
Fade,
the
you
third?
got this. You got this.
Why am I blanking on the third for
Come on.
Isn't it Rue the Fuzzy?
Yeah, Rue the Fuzzy for
Yeah,
BDS.
it is Rue the Fuzzy. I was sure I was. So yeah, awesome. But yeah, no, that's honestly, it makes a lot of sense. Just make sure Reverb can't do what he wants to do, and if you're on the other side, make sure Taka and J combos never come out, and you probably take the victory. What do you guys think about the matchup?
I mean, I think it matters. Are we gonna get another like last second, absolutely insane pre-flip goal from sidewall from Rue the Fuzzy? Like,
Oh, I
that would
hope
be
so.
sick. But no, it's a good matchup. I think ultimately, for as it said on there, for BDS, they gotta disrupt those passing plays between Javian and Taka. That's going to be so huge for them in this series. And I think Reverb is a good enough player to identify that and communicate that to his team. But on the other side, they're going to be trying to shut him down. So we'll need to see how he's able to handle it, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, Docky, what do you think about the matchup coming up?
I feel like I'm just gonna be a broken record, like I have been for the whole day. Where it's both teams obviously have potential, but it's really hard to tell. I think we've seen that just about anyone can win these series, and even teams that maybe thought were a little bit weaker, just on paper, obviously have proven that they're not that, and that they're very good. So it's difficult. I think that both teams obviously have a really good shot here. So obviously this BDS team looks really strong right now. They've had two really good showings with this roster. But obviously, I mean, Fox Clan's only loss was to my team week 1, and that they didn't seem to have kind of those rotations as locked as they have now. So since then, they've looked absolutely incredible, and they've all been improving so much. So yeah, it's really anyone's match here.
Yeah, I have to agree. Let's go ahead and talk about the teams. Aerolax, how about you go ahead and tell us about Fox Clan here?
About Fox Clan, I mean, when you're talking about Fox Clan, you obviously gotta mention just that chemistry between Javian and Taka. It is a force to be reckoned with, and we have seen that time and time again over the weeks. Just so many great passing plays between these two, and Cosmo is, dare I say, the perfect, like, I guess, complement to their playstyle. Just able to just really help set up where they need, able to help defend as well, and it just makes for a really, really good team overall, and they have been playing so very well overall, even though, wait, where the, I'm blanking. Sorry, someone take it away from me, please.
Well, Fox Clan has been looking really good overall. JV and Taka, you know, doing their thing, doing their JV and Taka combos that we always love to see, but you cannot count out Cosmo as well. He's been doing so well facilitating that ball in the midfield and making sure it gets down to his teammates. Also scoring some really good goals as well. But Fire, go ahead and tell us about one of the teams from our match of the week last week. Talk about Big Dragon Squad here.
I mean, Big Dragon Squad, you know what they're about. You got Reverb up there making all the plays for his team, and Mazer doing a great job of, getting a good amount of goals on their own, but also a top 5 in assists per game, doing such a good job at just setting up their teammates for success. Then you have, Rue the Fuzzy, who is huge as a diamond on that defensive front, especially. Like, playing spectacularly. What else is there to say about them? Very strong team. I'm not looking forward to playing them next week.
Yeah, I don't think anybody is. I don't think anybody is excited to play some of these top teams right now, and BDS is looking mighty good in all of their games as of recently. So we're gonna have to see how they play today. I think we've talked about the teams more than enough at this point. Fire, what are the predictions going into this final match of the day?
It's definitely going to be a close matchup. We had some pretty close predictions. Pulling up through my notes. We had Cookie had a very, very bold take by saying FoxClan was going to win it in 5 in a reverse sweep, which would be kind of wild. Then you had Airlax choosing BDS in 5 along with me. You had Daki saying BDS is just going to straight up sweep. And then you have Fades choosing FoxClan in 5. Two people and from the podcast going for FoxClan, 3 for BDS. It's sure to be a thriller.
Well, we'll have to see what these guys do on the field, guys. It's time for our last match of the day. Time to see who's going to take this victory. Is it going to be FoxClan or is it going to be Team BDS? Each of these guys are striving for their 4th win, I believe, on the season. So, good luck, guys.
And here we go into the final match of the day, of this week as well. FoxClan versus BDS. We're gonna have to see who can take this, as we're already starting to see a bit of midfield play, and it's going to be very interesting to see which team can get the upper hand here, as Reverb gonna get a massive clear. Taka gonna have to put that one over to the corner, but it's just gonna get dangerous again. Another save from Taka, already showing a lot of fantastic defense on the side of FoxClan, and the counterattack is nearly there, but Meezer showing off some defense of their own, as that one's going to go off to the side, and already just 40 seconds in, we've already seen so much action.
Oh man, and it seems to be the case that both teams already wanting that early goal. So much offense from both sides, and what a save come through! As that looked to be surely a goal, but somehow, miraculously, that one gets completely knocked out of the net. It's still in the dangerous territory for FoxClan. Not a boost for Taka. Javian does have possession and boost. Done such a good job. I was praising the offense, but the defense here for BDS also looking to be incredibly strong. Both teams look to get this first goal. It seems to be that first goal might mean a big
There it is.
moment for them. As I say that, Reaver puts one in, a nice air dribble, just has full control of this. Low boost, 0 boost for Cosmo actually, and no boost for JV either. So 3:39 left. BDS takes a 1-goal lead. Again, I've seen so much offense from both teams here. It seems like this might be a high-scoring series.
I mean, you say it's a high-scoring series, but we've also seen so much fantastic defense already, not even 2 minutes into the series. And this is going to be very, very interesting to see, because while I do agree that it's definitely going to be very shot-heavy, I don't think there's going to be a lot of goals, as we're seeing just, again, so much great defense, but we have a bit of a counterattack here, almost getting through. That was just going to get put all the way back to the side of Fox Clan, off the backboard. Cosmo going to be putting this one over to the corner, but Meezer trying for the double is not quite able to get it. Javian clearing that one out. Javian going to take this one, goes low, and it's almost in right off that corner. And I am honestly surprised that didn't go in. That was so, so close.
Yeah, BDS's net seems to have a invisible wall. Has so many goals, so many shots on their net seem to be surely goal opportunities, but every single one is either a little bit off or blocked away. FoxClan's got a lot of good shots on net, just cannot put that final push into BDS's net. They do remain to be down 1. And I think, as you were saying, a lot of offense, but not as much scoring as you might think with how many shots are ringing out here. And doesn't seem to be getting in the heads of FoxClan as they are still pushing forward. As we see, an opportunity might show itself here. Again, great defense, way to get back on it on a low boost. The infill pass goes, a little bit of miscommunication. Maybe not sure who's going to take that shot here. Again, the offense from FoxClan definitely not letting up. As I say that, it's a fantastic follow-up, maybe miscommunication, but goes right to a pass for Taka. Great pass from Cosmo, and Taka will score that every time. And 1-1, 159 left, and FoxClan looking to be really strong on offense.
And that's exactly what I was talking about at the start of the series. Just, we know that Taka and Jay have a ton of chemistry with each other, but we saw that pass to from Cosmo straight to Taka, who was able to set that up perfectly.
Oh.
We're just seeing that as more offense comes out from the side of FoxClan, but Big Dragon Squad, that defense is just not letting up at all. We're seeing a bit of back and forth here. Once again, on the side of Big Dragon Squad. FoxClan putting on so much pressure. And we might see Big Dragon Squad crack again as Meezer has to put this one over to the side. Reverb going to finally have control, putting it past Javian. He's going to give them a bit of breathing room. Puts it around Taka and a flick as well. Cosmo going to be there to save that, and Taka with the follow-up. That would have been an insane play from Reverb, just slicing and dicing across the field. But Cosmo just finally able to just shut down that threat. 1 minute remaining, still 1-1, as we're starting to get a bit more offense from Big Dragon Squad. We're going to have to see which team can put in the next goal.
And that was the second time this game alone where Cosmo's been kind of left as that last man, and has done a really good job of dealing with some really high-ranked shots coming from, especially Reverb there, trying to go for that dribble play that he was going for. So, yeah, the defense from FoxClan also looking to be pretty strong. Cosmo, they're looking incredibly comfortable. Seen a lot of these passing plays coming from FoxClan as they look to be having a really, really good trust in each other, really good rotations. Definitely have the offensive advantage right now, but Big Dragon Squad's defense just is incredible. They are not letting any of these shots go anywhere near the nets. They've only let up 1 goal. How many shots FoxClan's put on? You surely think they would have more. Fantastic defense from both sides. As an unfortunate pitch is going, but I don't think it's going to make it. It does not. We have overtime, game 1. And this has just been incredible on the defensive side of this match.
Indeed it has. Defense for both sides is just immaculate. And I feel that FoxClan is putting on just that little bit more pressure, but that's just allowing Big Dragon Squad to show off their defense as we're going to get a clear to the corner from Meezer. Now Reverb going to have this control, just a 50 That's just going to go right into the hands of Big Dragon Squad once again. Javian cutting that one off. Now we get a demo, which allows for a bit of breathing room here. Reverb and Meezer passing that into the middle. Reverb with the read! And that one's just going to slot right into the top right. And that is a glorious way to win game 1.
Yeah, I don't know if that was meant to be as confusing as it was, but I don't know how you read that. I mean, Reverb gets a fantastic touch off the bounce, and if you're a defender, that's such a tough shot to read. You might think it goes any other way. There's 2 offensive threats on that shot, and I mean, that's just a fantastic shot. That's almost undefendable, and that's a great way to close out game 1. BDS will be happy to see that one go their way.
And this is just kind of what I've been saying about BDS. There's just like, it's just insane watching them play here, seriously.
Yeah, I have to agree, especially with, kind of the defensive rotations they're having. There's always someone back that seems to save every shot that Foxland is putting on net. I want to look. I don't know the stats on hand, but I have to imagine Foxland put on more than 10 shots that game. And
Oh, absolutely.
yeah, the one goal only being let up is a tremendous show of defense. So we'll see if they're able to keep that going. Foxland definitely trying to get those passing plays going, but right now BDS's defense just looks incredibly strong.
Yeah, and they are playing so very well. As, give me a second, we might actually have the stats being put in as we speak. And you were right on the money. 10 shots for Fox Clan in that first game.
Oh man. Yeah, I mean, you got to think like it's a good thing and a bad thing. Like a lot of shots being put against you sometimes is shown as like a not able to get out of your own defense. But I mean, the fact that they only let one in, you got to be happy with yourselves after that one. That's an incredible barrage to be able to survive through. And I mean, like I said, their defensive rotations have been incredible. And it's saying a lot because Fox Clan's offensive rotations have been just as good. So we'll see if maybe Fox Clan's able to convert a little bit more. But as it stands, BDS just looks incredibly strong.
Indeed they do. And I also want to say that while Fox Clan had 10 shots that last game, Big Dragon Squad actually had 9. So the offense nearly just matched between these two teams. And same for the defense as well. 5 saves to 6. It's just so even between these teams. However, Taka just going to take that first goal there. Just a huge beat on the side by Javian, and Taka just able to get there to slot that one home for Fox Clan. And first goal, Fox Clan already looking to take this game too.
And it may be a little bit comfortable on that offensive rotation. I feel like they might have thought that they had a goal opportunity and kind of got lost in the on the defensive. There's no one back for that one. Taka basically had a free net there. I don't think that's going to affect BDS too much. They've had so much offense, as you said, 9 shots last game, so they'll definitely have the opportunities to equalize here. And their defense has been so strong that I have a feeling they won't have too much of a hard time limiting this goal lead that they would not want to go down to. Maybe an accidental double touch off of the ground might put an end to that offensive approach, but they still do have all of the pressure. Another 50 goes not quite in the way of BDS. No boost on the side of Fox Clan except for they are able to steal some now. They wait a little bit, so they weren't able to get a shot off as quickly as I'm sure they'd like to. And again, Airlex, I'm starting to see again this go back and forth here as both teams seem to be basically neutral on the amount of pressure that they're having.
I would completely agree there, as even though we've had one goal go in, it still just seems so even between the two teams. As we're going to have a clear over here from Cosmo, but Reverb is going to be there to cut that one off. And 2 misses, both from either side. It's going to allow Meezer with the shot, but Cosmo going to put that one over to the side. We're getting a lot of offense from Big Dragon Squad, and Reverb with once again a glorious shot. Is able to read that off that corner and very quick to get back up to that, to get that angle. That is an insane shot.
Yeah, it's such a tough read off of the corner there. I mean, I feel like in every time, when I'm playing, those corner bounces never go in a way that you want them to, but the ability to not think too much about it, just hope that it goes the way it does, and then it does, and then I'm not even able to talk about that last shot for very long as Reaver gets another one of a fantastic setup from Meezer. It's a little bit of an awkward bounce there. It's tough to read off of the corner there for Cosmo, and Reverb has a free shot there, and he's scoring that one every time. And 2-1, just like that, they're able to not only tie the game, but take the lead.
And this just kind of enforces what was said right at the start in that little graphic that we put up. Just FoxClan just really needs to shut down Reverb as much as possible. And right now, they aren't quite doing that, but it looks like they might be starting to, as Javian nearly putting that one in off of the 50 from Reverb. And FoxClan seems starting to play a little bit faster with a bump as well. It's going to make Big Dragon Squad a bit awkward here. FoxClan taking this one slow. Double 50 from Reverb. Javian going to pop this one up into the middle. This is going to be very awkward, very low boost on the side of FoxClan, but they're able to get out with a demo from Javian. Now Cosmo putting that one under one, but not quite able to put that one into the middle. 2 minutes left. FoxClan on the offensive side might be able to tie this one, but there's no one in the middle there. As Javian gonna try and make a play off of this, but Reverb able to take the ball off of him. So many 50s happening in this corner. We're seeing a bit of awkwardness from the goalie, as Cosmo gonna put that one on target, but just perfect positioning. But another shot is going to finally go in off of the onslaught of offense that was FoxClan for probably the past 30 minutes, no, 30 seconds or so.
I don't know if you saw that fantastic bump from Cosmo completely removed Reverb from the play there. I thought surely with full boost he was going to be able to just casually walk that one out of defense, but Cosmo, seeing that he was waiting for it, just bumps him out of the net and allows the shot to ring through. As like you said, that was just an absolute onslaught. They went for a lot of solo plays. There's a lot of 50s happening, but it felt like they just had non-stop pressure. As a really good touch from Taka sets Javian up, and they take the lead as we have a back and forth again. This is a fantastic read off of the ceiling, and Javian is so quick up to that. Reverb does not have a chance. And just like that, the momentum has already flipped, and like BDS did, they not only tie up, but they take the lead shortly after.
That is just such a good goal as well. We're seeing, honestly, so many clip-worthy goals in this series already, and we're only in game 2. But we're just gonna have to see if FoxClan can keep this lead. As 1 minute remaining, Big Dragon Squad with the shot. Taka has to get the save. Javian coming off the ceiling, but Reverb with the double. And as I was saying, clip-worthy shots. That's yet another one from Reverb. And that is a glorious one as well, just putting that over. And with the reset as well, that's insane.
Oh, it's dirty. I mean, you have to worry, especially when you see the ball pop up and you see Reverb jumping for it. You have to worry exactly what he's going to do, because there's so many mechanics that he has in his armory. And I mean, we're seeing that, like you said, there's just so many great shots that we've seen come through. And the offense, we were praising the defense for the past game, the majority of this one, but this one has been basically all offense, as so many good shots have come through here. And we might have a second straight overtime to determine who wins this game here, as it seems to be that both these teams are so incredibly even on the skill. No one really has an edge here.
Yeah, I would completely agree. As we come down to the last 15 seconds, FoxClan still having the offense. Reverb with the save, but Taka's going to be there with the bump from Reverb. That is an insane play to keep them in that game. As we count down to the last seconds, Javian going to put this one up, and that one's going to be put down, and we have overtime once again. 2 games in a row in this series. But oh my goodness, that bump from Reverb was absolutely insane. That was such a clever play. Just showing that Reverb not only has the mechs, but also the brains to match. My goodness, I'm going to be reeling about that one for a while.
Yeah, it almost felt like Reverb saw the bump happen the last time and decided to, okay, like, get that back, say, I can do that as well. You know, maybe cause a little bit of disruption. Awkward bounce comes in. This is actually kind of scary for Big Dragon Squad, as none of them have boost here. And there's a full boost for FoxClan. And Javian says, 30 seconds in, kind of sees the awkwardness. I think sees that they're low on boost because no one jumped really early for that. Goes for the double, and that's a fantastic shot on 2. And I mean, it had to be another clip-worthy shot to end that one in overtime. I mean, the offense from this game has been insane. So for game 1, all about defense. Game 2, all about offense. Both going to overtime, and I have no idea who has an advantage in this series.
I'm gonna be completely honest. I don't think either team has an advantage. This is just gonna be a coin flip. Just whoever has the lead the moment the clock strikes 0 or the moment that it's in overtime in that game 5, because I am very certain that this is going to go to a game 5 with how close these teams are playing. But as you mentioned, just so many clip-worthy shots as we just watch through them here. Just so many from both sides, honestly, and it is insane to see the level of offense that we're getting from these two teams, especially since, as you said, last game was just a showcase of defense. It seems that both of these teams are just masters of both, and it's just insane to see.
Yeah, as we're watching these shots back, it's just crazy how many just good opportunities they had. And yeah, like I said, it had to end like that. That's such a good shot to end overtime, and of course it had to be a nice double tap. I mean, it felt like it couldn't be anything else.
Honestly, it couldn't be, no. But yeah, just again, game 1 was all defense, game 2 all offense. I'm wondering if we're gonna see a repeat in the pattern, if we're gonna go right back to defense, or if we're gonna see possibly one or both of these teams kind of find a mix between the two, getting both defense and offense. As Cosmo with the double, I think we might be back on offense here.
Oh my god, this is actually crazy. This is such a tight angle double, and Cosmo. I mean, I think that we saw Taka and JV scoring a bunch of cool goals. Cosmo obviously wanted to get in on the action on that and did not waste any time doing that. As we already are seeing, I mean, you were questioning whether or not we're going to see defense, but it seems to be, look, we're stuck on the offense as just shot after shots. We're 14 seconds in. It's 1-1. I mean, yeah, this one looking to be already high scoring.
Indeed it is. This is, I can already tell this game is going to be an onslaught of goals as Javian has nearly an open net, but a save is going to come out. That is a glorious save as well. But Big Dragon Squad not out of it yet. Another great save. Okay. I think I might have been right. We have a mix of both. Both insane offense and insane defense coming out from this Big Dragon Squad team. And oh my goodness, this is insane to watch. Taka gonna put this one off the corner. Pushing that through, but Reverb once again going to be there. Tries to get the bump on Javian, but isn't quite able to get there. Meezer putting this one upfield. Tries for the 50, but Taka just gonna take that one very well. Puts it up, then leaves it for Cosmo, who's gonna put this one over to the corner. Now Reverb gonna try and take this one controlled. Tries to get it down, but Javian with the 50 is going to put it off mid for Cosmo, who's gonna take the bouncer, and Meezer just going to put that one away. A massive clear out to the side. It looks like the scoring has stopped for a second as we nearly get an own goal. That would have been a crazy one at that.
Oh my.
But it looks like the scoring opportunities have halted for the moment. As we see a bit of awkwardness on the side of Big Dragon Squad, but they're able to get out of it and start a counterattack of their own.
Yeah, it seems like both teams are maybe enjoying the breathers that they're having on the offense and defense, as we've seen a little bit more mid-play action happening here. As, again, it has been really tight. Defense is definitely more, seems to be more of the factor here, as there has not been as many scoring opportunities. But again, I think both teams probably trying to just settle in, as we've seen. Usually when when those early goals start happening, and it starts to get maybe the inclination of a high-scoring matchup, sometimes it's good to just try to reset, try to start to get a flow going, and it seems like both teams are trying to do that. No one's trying to overreach a little bit too much, and a lot more solo plays coming out here. A little bit less of those not over-committing, but heavy commit passing plays that we were seeing last game. As I say that, though, we're starting to see some of these deep passing plays come out. We'll see if maybe the offense starts to ramp up here as we enter the half of as that one luckily works out in their favor. And it's actually might be all the way, but Reaver back full boost should have no problem on that. We get a counterattack going here as Meezer is waiting. Where the pass from Reverb goes a little bit wide. And again, I think we're starting to see the offense ramp up a little bit here. We're seeing the ball pinball back and forth. Both teams taking pot shots. Seems like almost a matter of time before someone takes a lead here.
This is just so insane to see. Just it feels like this game is playing at like 200% because there's just so much speed coming out from both sides. As we still see 1-1 still. Like we both thought that this was going to be a very high-scoring game since both goals were scored, I believe, within the first 14 seconds. But Taka tried for the read, is not going to get it, and Miser going to put that one away. But as I was saying, just so much scoring right at the start, and now it's just completely stopped. Both of these teams just holding off the other's offense. As Javian going to put this one up. Tries for the musty, isn't quite able to get it. Taka there, but Reverb with the save. Demo on the side of Big Dragon Squad. Cosmo trying to put that one through, nearly gets it. We're seeing a bit of bumping as well. Reverb gonna try for the double, isn't quite able to get it. Taka with the shot, but it's going to be saved away once again. So many demos coming out as that one's going to get 50'd back for Javian. Cosmo with the pre-jump. Javian opting to go solo, but isn't able to get it. Reverb putting it over to the corner. Coming up on the last 45 seconds of this game. And with how these teams have been playing, I'm sure we're going to get yet another overtime.
Yeah, it feels like it might be the case. The scoreboard is deceiving as it is 1-1, but there has been so much action in this game. A lot of saves coming out. Like you're saying, a lot of these demo plays. Feels like both teams would love to end this in regulation. Overtime after overtime can get a little bit draining. It seems like both teams are trying to make that final push, try to get those goals going. As a really good 50 goes the way of Reverb. Not able to get the touch, and unfortunately not able to get the time. It's still dangerous. Javian might try to take a slow play forward, gets a nice 50. Taka gets a really good touch. Fortunately, I think both teams will let this kill, and it will. So we have our third straight overtime, and I have no idea who's going to take the series advantage.
I don't either, as Miser gonna try for yet another quick, but it's not going to get there. Reverb off the post. Taka not able to get the breakaway. Cosmo gonna have to take control of this. Gets it over 1 pixel. It's going to be there. Now Reverb trying to get that one through, but Taka just going to 50 that right over to the other corner. Cosmo with the pinch. That's very awkward. And that one's off the post. And Taka gonna have to take this one back all the way to the Foxland side. That was so dangerous for Big Dragon Squad. They're gonna definitely be breathing a sigh of relief that that didn't pinch in.
And that post pinch was absolutely insane. Not only pinching it out of the net, but getting it all the way cleared down and putting Foxland immediately back on defense. Seems to be that they're trying to take advantage of this. They get a sudden offensive opportunity. They're trying to play for it. Unfortunately, just not enough boost to get the pressure continued. This is a little bit awkward. Cosmo pre-jumping with not much in the tank. Seems to be that they're just having fun at this point. The series has been so close. I'm sure that the players are just having a fun time playing these overtimes. It can either get stressful or it can be a lot of fun being in these games. And it seems to be the
that's
case.
dangerous.
All players having fun, but I'm sure that's not fun for them. As a fantastic demo play comes forward, Miser gets the touch, and Reverb immediately locking in on that demo. It's a fantastic play from BDS. And they do take series advantage, but they did not do it easily.
Indeed they did not, but I just want to mention with that last one, as you were mentioning, Daki, just this third match, there was quite a lot of moments where like pretty much all the players were really going for solo plays, not really going for those full commit passing plays. But we pretty much saw that right at the end there. Taka and Jay both going for that ball and getting beat out by Reverb. And then all it takes is just that one demo and it is a completely open net.
Yeah, and I mean, oh my goodness, and Cosmo, that shot's cracked. I don't know when Cosmo hit GC2, but Cosmo's been playing absolutely cracked this entire series.
Honestly, yeah.
Getting that double tap, a lot of these saves coming through, and as well, Rue the Fuzzy also playing very well, not just on the offense, but especially on the defense. So we see that save coming through off of their own crossbar. And yeah, this has just been, I think everyone is just, seems to me that everyone is just peaking this series. And from a neutral party, just watching this, I mean, it's glorious to see.
Indeed it is, but either way, BDS now having match point in this series, as we're getting the stats put in. 13 shots for Fox Clan that game.
Oh my.
That is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, and to come out of that, not only surviving that onslaught, but winning that game. I mean, that's got to
No,
feel.
that was
really
Fox
good.
Clan. Big Dragon Squad won that.
Oh, yeah, I just mean like just being able to survive that shot onslaught. And,
I gotcha.
Yeah. I feel like sometimes if you lose those games, you feel like you were not able to rotate very well. But you got to feel like your defense is strong. And of course, as I say that, Foxland will put an end to that conversation. A little bit of an awkward rotation comes out from BDS. I think really hoping to get a touch there, just not quite getting it. No boost on the side of BDS, and already seeing some scoring happen. 12 seconds in, so we'll just have to see if this is another high-scoring game. If we're going to go back to that defense, it seems to be that every other game one's defense, one's offense. So I have to believe that this one will be offense-based, as we're already seeing so many shots come out so early.
Indeed, we are, as Big Dragon Squad able to get the breakaway here. That one's just gonna pop up right to Javian, who's gonna try and take control of this best he can, but isn't quite able to get the touch. Has to let Reverb take it with the backflip though. That's going to allow Cosmo to try and go for this. Doesn't quite hit the ball. Which is gonna allow Meezer to put this one right back into the corner. We're seeing a lot of play in this Fox Clan corner. I'm starting to worry just as soon as it gets popped out, who is going to get there first. As we're seeing still more play. Javian gonna try and put it out. Pixel putting it right back in.
Oh.
And a bit of a mistouch. It's going to allow Cosmo to clear that one out. And we finally get out of that Fox Clan corner. And it's going to immediately end in a breakaway, as Cosmo going to slot that one right through the defense and putting Fox Clan up by 2.
And I think that mistouch that we saw on Fox Clan's side actually came back to bite BDS, because I think both players saw the mistouch, turned forward hoping to get an offensive play, and I think that turn forward might have actually hurt them. They both had to rush back onto defense and just not quite get there in time. Yeah, Cosmo, a fantastic shot. The placement on that shot, there definitely were people in net. It definitely was not an open net. The ability to get that so powerfully and so well placed to make sure that did go in. Very well done from them. Again, it is a 2-goal lead, but a 2-goal lead in a game that has been as high-paced as this one feels almost like nothing. So BDS definitely not out of it. I'm sure they will take tons of opportunities to try to equalize this game.
Here we go, 3 minutes still on the clock. Still could be anyone's game, but I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this is the first time this entire series where a team has been up by 2. Big Dragon Squad definitely not going to be liking the look of that, as Fox Clan looking to force a game 5. We'll have to see if we can keep up the pattern of overtimes, as we've had 3 so far. Reverb looking for the ceiling pinch, is able to get it, but it's just going to go as far as Taka. He's going to try and get a controlled play here. Meezer going to clear that one out. Reverb off the corner is not quite able to read it, but Meezer's going to be there. And Big Dragon Squad finally answers with a goal of their own. 2 minutes 38 left on the clock, and they have plenty of time to tie this back up.
Oh, what a good shot. Barely able to squeeze that one in on top right. I mean, the pass from Reverb off the corner is so good. And with Reverb being the one passing that, you have to think that maybe there was the fear on the defense that he was going to get that corner read. It seems like with everyone, how well everyone's been playing, there was a high chance that he might have had that read. So that kind of maybe paused the defense, allowed Meezer to get into position and take that shot. And like you said, there's quite a bit of time here. This is anyone's game, although you definitely don't want to give up a goal here, as a fantastic counterattack goes Fox Clan's way, and they immediately get back that 2-goal lead. Javian able to beat all 3 of BDS's defenders. Just talk an open net. 2:22 left. Fox Clan regains their 2-goal lead.
And we're going to have to see if they can keep that lead, or if Big Dragon Squad can keep chipping away at it, as while it is still a 2-goal deficit, 3-1 sounds a lot better than 2-0. As Reverb gonna pop this one up mid, and the fake from Meezer is gonna just slot that one in. That is a glorious play from the side of Big Dragon Squad. My goodness, just that fake. Taka not even expecting that slow play. And Big Dragon Squad, 2 minutes left. Once again, still has plenty of time to come back in this game.
I feel like I'm a broken record here. There's so much action. Those goal leads that you're seeing here just feel like absolutely nothing. They score so quickly in these games. Both teams having so much offensive power that it doesn't really matter too much how much they're down. You feel like no one's out of it, no matter how much the deficit is. So we'll have to see if Foxconn's able to hold on. But yes, they're starting to ramp up though. They've had so much pressure within this last minute. It feels like they almost might have the deficit, or might be able to equalize. To see if Foxconn's able to lock down. I'm sure they'd love to get their 2-goal lead back, as that cushion is almost necessary, and how close these games have been so far.
Absolutely, it is. Has come up on 80 seconds left. A bit of a 50 in the midfield. Muser gonna pop this one over Taka. Able to control this, but gets bumped. Still able to get it through, and the bump on Javian, but no one from Big Dragon Squad expecting that to be put into the middle. That's going to allow FoxClan to try and get away from this as a save from Cosmo. Taka, bit slow to that. Cosmo once again having to get a save. Javian putting it off, but it's just going to go to the midfield. Taka getting a great 50. This is going to be very dangerous. That's going to be put mid, but Reverb is going to be there. Gets it past one, past two. Miser's going to put this one up off the backboard. Taka has to get a read, and does. Putting that one safely over into the corner. This is so very intense of a series so far, as Javian gonna bounce this one off the corner. This is going to be very awkward for Miser. Puts it up high, but Taka gonna try for this. Opts to not go for it. Reverb popping this one over Javian. It's a very difficult position. Cosmo gets the demo on Reverb. But a 50. Gonna put it into Taka's hands. As we calm down the last 10 seconds, Big Dragon Squad needs to find something quick. Reverb gonna try for a play here, isn't quite able to get it. Miser going to be on the ball here. Taka, immediate challenge. Cosmo putting this one accidentally mid. Javian is going to try and save that. It's still up. Reverb getting the touch up, but it was a double commit, and Taka just going to slam that one down. And that one, the first game in this entire series that was ended in regulation, and it goes to FoxClan, forcing a game 5.
Yeah, it was incredibly close. I mean, I don't think you have a closer regulation game that it felt like it could go overtime at any point. So for FoxClan, you got to be happy with them. They played incredibly well. Their offense was fantastic. There were a lot of opportunities where they could have gotten scored on, but they did a really good job of not letting that get to them. Especially some of those bumping plays that we saw come out of Miser. Some of the fakes though, but BDS though looks so strong. It's so hard to think that, with how well they've been playing, you have to think that with how well Foxconn played, that they just were playing on a whole nother level. And again, just fantastic play, especially from Ronan again. Cosmo playing really well as that second and third man, making sure that not only there for the defense, but able to cut in when needed on rotation, help out, help make sure that Taka and Javian are comfortable going for some of the plays that they're going for. Not really worried too much about overcommitting. And I mean, if you're going up against it, that's so incredibly scary.
Yeah, it is just. Oh man, I don't know about you, Daki, but I don't really want to just. What's the word? I don't know. I can't think right now. I'm way too excited about this series.
Yeah.
Because this is going to a game 5. Both of these teams so close. And just, I genuinely do not know who is going to take this. We've just seen so much back and forth between both of these teams. Just so many clips, so many saves. Is Cosmo going to get another one there? Miser going to try and make a play off of this. Taka not able to get there. Reverb with the bump, but no one is there on the side of Big Dragon Squad to put that one home. And just, again, we're seeing so many just smart plays from Reverb here. Once again, not showing just the mechs, but also the brains as well. They were a very good pick to put on this Big Dragon Squad team, as they've been just showing off, as a pinch nearly goes into the back post, but Cosmo able to save that one away. And a pass mid, Reverb nearly getting that. It's off the post, but no one's there. Pixel's going to be up, takes it slow, but it's going to be off the side. And my goodness, so much pressure from Big Dragon Squad. Already a minute in, and Miser with the double. Of course, it had to be a double. That is an insane shot to finally end that pressure.
Yeah, it had to come. I mean, Foxconn was on defense for so long. They didn't even have time to get pads. most of their players on 0 to little boost for what felt like an eternity. And I mean, BDS looks to be not taken aback by that last regulation loss that they had. Seems to know that they have the offense and have the skill. They just need to execute, and my goodness, are they doing that. We're already seeing so many amazing plays come out of BDS, but again, you have Foxclan to worry about, and they've shown that they can also do the same. So for BDS, you definitely want to make sure you don't get too comfortable, as I'm sure Foxclan would love to take advantage. The huge B comes out, leaves Cosmo alone on the back line, but as we've seen this entire series, Cosmo doing a fantastic job of not panicking, getting fantastic touches, clearing it away as we see another great touch from Cosmo. The defensive masterclass coming out from this Foxclan team. They definitely do not want to get stuck on defense again. It did bite them last time earlier in this game. I'm sure they'd love to get a breakaway, but the boost advantage going entirely on BDS's side here. We'll see if they're able to score here as a really good bump comes through. Already starting to see some of the great plays from Foxclan, but BDS doing such a good job of making sure that they're just out boosting, out pressuring this Foxclan team.
We have a bit of a miss from Cosmo. That one's going to be top. But Javian, once again, just so many good saves from both sides. These are going to get a good touch, keeping that one away, giving Big Dragon Squad a bit more time to set up for this attack. As this one going to go over to Reverb. Nearly the redirect. Meezer going to be up for this. Going to try and follow this. Opts to turn back. Doesn't get a touch either. Reverb going to be on this ball. Javian with a great touch around. Opting to take it a bit slower. Going to try and put it over. Puts it under Pixel. And Reverb with the fake. Now only has Cosmo to beat. Javian going to be trying to rush back, but doesn't get the reset. Trying for some disruption. Pixel finally putting that one in. 2 minutes left, and Big Dragon Squad answering Foxclan's 2-goal lead with their own 2-goal lead. And with 2 minutes left, Foxclan is going to have to find something quick.
That's such a smart play from Reverb to hit that ball off the corner. That's such a tough one to read, especially when you're low boosted net. And then not only that, but going for the bumps, making them avoid. Meezer gets a nice touch out, and it's a great follow through. Foxclan definitely not out of it. 155 might seem like not a lot of time. Well, if you've been in this series, as these teams have been, you know that scoring can come in bunches. So this is 155, 145 is more than enough time to score. They're going to try to do that immediately after a rocket comes off of Javian, off of a fantastic pass from Cosmo. And as I say that, I mean, scoring can happen so quickly, and my goodness, that one was a quick one.
Indeed it was, and that is such a fantastic play as well. Just getting that breakaway. Just, my goodness. But we're going to have to see if that scoring does in fact come in bunches, as Javian going to come off the ceiling here. Doesn't get the jump and it's not able to follow it. But Taka off the back wall. Reverb going to be up for that quick. Cosmo gets a good 50 through. Nearly follows it. Javian going to put this one over. Taka going to be up for the follow. But Meezer is just going to drop right down on top of that. Saving Big Dragon Squad from that possible tied game. But it's not over quite yet. Foxclan still getting a bit of pressure. Meezer going to slam this one away. Javian just going to put it right the way back. Reverb going to be up for that. Now Taka trying to get a controlled touch. It's going to be up to Javian, who puts it off the corner. And another 50 coming out. It's going to be dangerously in the mid. Reverb going to get a 50 with Javian. Gets the full boost. Tries to go for this, but isn't quite able to get a controlled touch. Now Cosmo off this back wall. Pixel has to get a touch, and does. Reverb trying to follow this. Gets a bit of a pinch, and in the corner, 30 seconds left. Foxclan still eyeing for that goal, keeping up the pressure, but Big Dragon Squad finally getting a breakaway is going to give them just enough time to grab some boost and recover. But Javian gonna be up for this. Reverb has to get a touch, and does. But that's still dangerous. Taka tries to put that mid, isn't quite able to. And this is going to be so dangerous. Javian doesn't have boost. Taka doesn't have boost either. 0 boost for the entire side of Foxclan for a moment. As Javian gonna grab the 100, try and get this one out. Cosmo gonna try and put this one up. It's going to be dangerous. Big Dragon Squad trying to put this one down. Javian keeping it up. And Reverb gonna put that one down. And Big Dragon Squad finally able to end that insane series.
Oh man, breathe a sigh of relief. There was so much offensive pressure from Fox Clan. It almost felt like it was inevitable that they were going to tie it, but BDS's defense showing to be just as strong as it was in those early games. We saw their offense was fantastic, but cannot forget about how great their defense was this entire series as well. And man, I don't think you could ask for a more high octane series than what we just witnessed.
Honestly, you can't. That was just insane. Like, my goodness. Guys, chill. I I need to be able to breathe, thanks.
Yeah. But I mean, the amount of mental anguish, I guess, just from having to be in that series, you have to think that, just watching it, it was exhausting. So I imagine being in those 3 straight overtimes and then having it come down to 1 goal, be that close, 2 straight, every single game in that series. I mean, it had to have been tough on the mental, but both teams seeming to have fun. So I have to imagine just playing it had to have been a great time, and hopefully both teams are able to have a great time playing it as well.
Yeah, I mean, congratulations to BDS. They played that one really well. Kept that back and forth, and I mean, it was a 1-goal game at the end. I think that both teams had their chances, and BDS just popped off a little bit more. And with that, Fox Clan has lost their 100% win rate with overtimes.
In overtimes,
so
yeah.
You gotta give props to BDS. They really did show up in a huge way against Fox Clan today. But if you're Fox Clan, I don't think you take that loss too seriously. They looked really good. I think that they just, they just got outplayed a little bit at the end there. But I think they still will look forward to their next match.
No, definitely. And I want to point out Cosmo as well. Just played so incredibly good.
Yeah.
You could have told me Cosmo was a GC1 and I would have believed you with how well that they were playing that series. And obviously they weren't able to win that one, but they got to be happy with how well they played.
Yeah, absolutely. That was just I it's kind of funny because like I said earlier that like I was hearing from you guys that last series that was shown was like that last series that was shown at the start of the stream was possibly the match of the week. It might have been dethroned.
It might have been. We'll have to figure that out as we talk about it later, and you guys will find out what that match is on the podcast. But Fire, any thoughts on that last match?
Legendary. That's all I can say.
Ooh,
I think that's all I can say. It was legendary. Great match.
that's fair.
Yeah, that was a great match. But with that, guys, that is going to be the end of week 5. And we don't have the leaderboard graphic for you, but we can tell you what the leaderboard is looking like right now. In first place, of course, X3 Tactics, 5-0. It's going to take a bit to knock these guys down. Even if they lose next week, they'd still be in first because the highest a team can get is 4 wins. So they will still be in first. So they're looking really good going into the second quarter of league play. Meanwhile, Black Bunny Gaming in second, Persian 1 in third, Awata Gaming in fourth, Fox Clan in fifth, and Big Dragon Squad moving up to sixth here. Only a 2-game difference taking them under Fox Clan. At the bottom of the leaderboard, our bottom 6, it's going to be Lumosity, then Paws, Gentle Paws in 9th, Quad 9th in 10th, Twisted Tails moving into 11th, and Protogen Rebellion with a 5-goal difference underneath Twisted Tails. They will be taking that bottom spot for now. But only a quarter in, we still got plenty of league play left. 6 more weeks before our mid-season tournament. So plenty of time for all these teams to turn it around and try to go for those top spots. But interesting leaderboard that we have at the end of the day, guys. Any surprises for you guys from the week?
It was too many good games for me to... There's a lot of game 5s. I was really happy with that.
Anyone else? Any other shockers today?
I mean,
I mean, today,
I can't breathe right now.
today in particular, or just this weekend.
Just this weekend in general.
I mean, honestly, hats off to Persian 1 yesterday. Luminosity looks so dominant 2 weeks ago, and Persian 1 had a tough little couple of weeks there, but honestly, Persian 1 came up and they showed up, so well done. Well done to Persian 1. They definitely surprised me.
Yeah, I've got to say, for today in particular, hats off to Twisted Tales. I mean, they finally got that win that they've been striving for. Hopefully that helps them moving into the next couple of weeks, gives them the momentum that they need to start taking some more series off of these guys. Next week, they play Lumimosity, so Aralex, you guys are going to have to watch out for them.
Oh dear.
But speaking of next week, guys, our matches for next week, again, I don't think we have a graphic for this, but we could just talk about them. We've got Cloud9 versus Dignipaws, Persian 1 versus Awapta Gaming, Twisted Tales versus Lumimosity, Big Dragon Squad versus Gentle Paws, Black Bunny Gaming versus Fox Clan, and Protogen Rebellion versus X3 Tactics. So, next week, gonna have some really nice matchups. I, for one, am looking forward to Black Bunny Gaming and Fox Clan. I think that one's gonna be really good. See if Jamian and Taka can come back with Cosmo after that very close loss against BDS to bring it up against Black Bunny Gaming. What about you guys? Looking forward to any matches next week?
I mean, I think you stole my pick from me. Other than that, biased reasons, maybe that Persian 1 game. But yeah, I think it'll be a good week regardless.
I mean, yeah, I might be a little bit biased too, honestly. But I've been very much a hype caster for Reaver, but honestly, I might see the first loss for BDS since Reverb got brought on next week. Potentially. We'll see. But I'm excited about that game. Really, we hope to put them through their paces.
Yeah. And I'm gonna be completely honest. I'm kind of excited to see that one as well. BDS versus Gentle Paws. Like, that one's honestly kind of perfect because we have both Pictus and Reverb being added onto the squads, and both of them just shooting up because of it. And I guess it's really just a case to see which team is able to mesh better with that newer player, even though they've had a bit of time to kind of figure out the chemistry. But like, even though that's the match that I'm most excited for, I know that every single one of these is going to be absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, I have to agree. And with that, guys, that is going to be the end of our broadcast for RFDL Week 5. As always, remember to come in on Wednesday to see our podcast. And next week, we will have week number 6 going on for you. You don't want to miss it. Thanks for watching, guys, and we will see you all next time. Peace out.
Bye.
I do need you.